And pardon my backwards. Get rid of fake people, I got so good. Ha. Cut scissors out with the fakes, take out fake misters. And your peeps guilty by association, who crown dictator, swing tiger tail and snake you later. Dumb, 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 dumb. And live from dumb, 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 dumb. Some of them so dumb. How y'all gonna hate from the tags? Rotterdam. Cold browning cause I'm feeling myself. Ha ha ha. Cold browning cause I'm feeling myself. Ha ha ha. Looking at me, missing friend applications, cut off the wannabes. Hi, nice to meet you. And you eat my dust, woo woo. And I must go. Acid tasting full of hatred. Some of you too funny for me. Dumb, 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 dumb. Some of them so dumb. How y'all gonna hate from a distance? Somewhere else. Cold browning cause I'm feeling myself. Ha ha ha. Cold browning cause I'm feeling myself. Ha ha ha. Some of them so dumb. How y'all gonna hate from the ties? Rotterdam. Cold browning cause I'm feeling myself. Ha ha ha. Cold browning cause I'm feeling myself. Ha ha ha. How y'all gonna hate from a distance? Somewhere else. Cold browning cause I'm feeling myself. Ha ha ha. Cold browning cause I'm feeling myself. Ha ha ha. Some of them so dumb. Some of them so dumb. How y'all gonna hate from a distance? Somewhere else. Cold browning cause I'm feeling myself. Ha ha ha. Cold browning cause I'm feeling myself. Ha ha ha. How y'all gonna hate from a distance? Somewhere else. Cold browning cause I'm feeling myself. Ha ha ha. Cold browning cause I'm feeling myself. Ha ha ha. I am your drama queen, and welcome to the drama castle. Overheard them mention hater, not a pretty word like moist or moisture. Wanna quit but you know I'm a soldier. Try to get me out, you know it's game over. Say it's toxic, chaotic, unhealthy. Always play my cards right, don't test me. I'm not here to play nice, no I can't be. And if you're trying to stop me, that's a guarantee. Too many people try to get me out, and it worked for a second, but I'm back now, better than ever. Welcome to the drama castle. I am your drama queen, and welcome to the drama castle. You try to stop me, but you can't. Too many people try to stop me, but you can't. You can't.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. How are you guys doing? Yo, this week already starting off fire. If y'all didn't catch yesterday's stream, woo, that was a doozy. But I've been watching this story unfold. I've talked about this in the past, like I said, rebooting and stuff. I know the videos are down, but just to give y'all a recap, if y'all guys don't know who Bat in the Sun is, it is a channel that's been out here for a while. It's got 2 point something million subscribers. They were known for the power, I think it's like power beat 'em ups and stuff where they pit like Batman versus, a different character from a different universe and stuff. It was good content. It was good content. But their biggest project right now, which everyone's been waiting for, is this Legend of the White Dragon, which is Jason David Frank. If y'all don't know who Jason David Frank is, you must be living under a rock. But Jason David Frank is the actor. And I say is because he is still, even though he is gone, he is still the actor who has portrayed Tommy Oliver from Power Rangers for the longest run. The actor who's been the fan favorite, has been on the show for the longest, Jason David Frank. His last appearance, basically, in film is going to be The Legend of the White Dragon, which he is shooting. And as far as we knew, we thought it was finished, but it hasn't been released, especially since his passing a few years back. Now, this has been something more for the Power Rangers community. A lot of people in the Power Rangers community have been waiting for this. Obviously, fans of Jason David Frank have been waiting for this. And the owner of Bat and the Sun, Aaron, I'm not going to butcher his last name, but he has been doing these YouTube tours. He's been doing everything but basically releasing this movie, right? And our good friend Henry Resilience, I know you guys have heard of Henry. Henry comes to the channel once in a while, comes to the chat basically. He's been covering Power Ranger stuff for a while now. That's how I was first introduced to Henry, because he started covering the, obviously the tragedy of Jason David Frank's passing. And then that kind of led him to deep dive into a lot of the drama that I am very familiar with it from my history in the Power Rangers community. So me and Henry, I was like, oh, dude, it's about time somebody with a voice is actually finally exposing all the bullshit going on with that community. But let me say hi to the chat. I'm so sorry. I forgot to say hi to Gillikins. Hey, Nate. Shay, hello. Thank you for telling people like the stream. Yeah, guys, like the stream and definitely share it, because this is one of these situations, like, more people need to be talking about this stuff. This is how these people continue to get away with the bullshit they get away with. We're going to talk about it so you understand. But like, yeah, you guys got to be sharing this stuff. Bring awareness to all the stuff that we're talking about, because this stuff is happening and no one's being held accountable, And the more people that it gets eyes on, it's more questions people ask to put pressure on these people to do the right thing. Susan, hello. I'm grateful you're back. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm about to get emotional. Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad that there are people that actually care about me. Sometimes disappearing shows you how much love and support you actually have, because sometimes when you're going through a break, I'm saying, like, you don't understand, you don't think in the moment that people give a crap about you, and then when you disappear, you actually see how many people actually do, how many people stick around, how many people actually care about you, and that does help, so I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Hey, Nate, hello. Saying hi to Susan. Saying hi to Shay. But you did say hello, Melon. I think I saw that. Yes, I did. I'm sorry. I got distracted. But yeah, so it's a lot with this situation. So I guess the first thing with Aaron from Bat the Sun that happened was, this YouTuber named Deoxy made a video kind of picking apart one of Aaron's interviews he did in regards to something he said about his involvement or credentials, and Jason's credentials in a comic book. That led to Aaron threatening to sue Deoxy. That was a whole thing. Aaron went on, Henry's channel to kind of clear himself, and it was a very weird interview. Not gonna lie, Aaron's demeanor is very interesting. But that was a thing that happened, and then that went away. And then now we have this leaked audio with Jason David Frank talking to someone about Aaron and kind of exposing Aaron for certain things that Aaron is either trying to do or is doing, and could explain also why this movie project, this film that has been hyped up for so many years, and especially after Jason David Frank passed away, everybody wants to see Jason David Frank's last performance before his passing. Why this project hasn't come out, because a lot of people, fans included, like, there are people who've donated, there are investors involved. This is a big deal. It really is a big deal. And Aaron is basically holding this film hostage, in my opinion. It's like holding it hostage to get as much funds he can out of this thing. First, it went from it's done, we just got to do a few things to touch up, and it's been years. It has been years since this situation. You're right, exactly. Thank you, Shah. It's been 2 years, exactly. It has been 2 years, and this man has not. But now, and as Shay pointed out, Jason David Frank still exposing people after the grave, like from beyond the grave, is the exact words. I'm actually looking to looking at for the comment. Why can I see it? The true self such free right here. There we go. I'm happy that Jason David Frank is exposing people from beyond the grave. Exactly. This situation is infuriating on so many levels. But just so you guys know who don't know, because there's some people who know who Aaron is, but just to give you an idea of who Aaron is. Oh my god, why is my StreamYard being like so weird? Because like it's for some reason it cuts off the tabs, so I don't know which tabs it is. Is it this tab? We'll see if it's this tab. No, it's not this tab. It's not this tab. I don't know why my share screen is weird. Like for some reason it's like cuts off the tabs that I can share, but here we go. Okay, so just so you guys know who Aaron is. All right, this is Aaron, which is an old picture. He does not look like that. When I saw this picture, I was like, God damn, he pretty. Like he was pretty when he took this picture. But right here, so co-founder along with his father of Bat and the Sun. He's currently the director of the popular web series Superpower Beatdown. There we go, which pits fictional characters against each other and has the fans vote on who wins. Aaron has worked as a screenwriter and director of comics and sci-fi genre films, has received positive response with fans, as well as comic book and movie studios in 2018. Aaron directed a miniseries for Valiant Digital Studios, as well as a short film for Lionsgate and Hasbro. Aaron's YouTube channel for Bat and the Sun Productions has over 2.2 million subscribers, 365 million views, and a large, passionate fan community across social media platforms. Superpower Beatdown won Best Reality Web Series at the 2015 and 2019 Geeky Awards. Superpower Beatdown has been nominated for several streaming awards, including Stunt Choreography, Action, and Sci-Fi Show, and Visual Special Effects. So Aaron has done pretty well for himself in regards to his career in the entertainment industry, as far as especially on YouTube. Obviously, Bat and the Sun being 2.2 million subscribers and having that many views, he's doing pretty well. I mean, if you haven't heard of Superpower Beatdown, or at least seen a video of his involving the characters, like I said, I've seen them. They're great. They're absolutely great. I was a fan of Bat and the Sun for the longest time, especially when they got Jason David Frank to come on as the Green, the White Ranger. You know, they had one where he was morphing into different Power Rangers that he portrayed. So when he got Jason David Frank to be part of one of his Superpower Beatdowns, that started the relationship between Jason David Frank and Aaron to go on and do the White Dragon, which was supposed to be, from what I understood, somebody who's more knowledgeable can correct me, I believe that they wanted to do a Power Ranger fan film, but obviously at the time, I don't know who had the copyrights to it. It definitely was not Aaron or Jason, but at the time, whoever owned the rights told them, no, you can't do that. So they decided to change it to an original movie that's kind of Power Ranger-esque, but not Power Rangers, so they don't get hit with copyrights. So that's where Jason David Frank got into this with Aaron. Now, with that said, we're going to get into the leaked audio 100%, but I want to just say, too, before we get into it, if you have any basic knowledge of the industry, it is cutthroat, right? A lot of people, I would say, they're starving artists, especially when they're starting out. Like, I think a lot of people who aspire to be movie film directors and things like that, they struggle for a while. And some of them, they do put out some good work, but for some reason, it's not enough to get the attention of these big, mainstream industries to produce your stuff, right? To let you direct and produce stuff. So it is kind of like, pushing up a boulder up a hill when it comes to the industry and trying to get up there. But it's not an excuse for the shit that we're going to hear that Aaron apparently, allegedly, we're all going to say allegedly, because we don't know, right? And also I want to point out, because there were some people when Deoxy was covering this, when Henry was covering this, people having this whole thing where they're focusing on, well, who recorded this? This is illegal. Aaron can sue. That should be the least of your concerns. What you people should be more concerned about is what was said in that audio. I can't stand it when people are more focused on the legalities of how this recording came to be rather than what was said on these audios by Jason David Frank, who is no longer here. So clearly this was recorded a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? So let me see the chat. I see a lot of people talking. Also, I can't ask. Hold on. Let me look. Hello. I mean, it's been 2 years. Hello, by the way. Hello, Shadow. I keep trying to catch a live, but I'm always at work. I finally caught one. Yeah, girl, make that money. Make that money. I know my streaming coming back and stuff has been. I usually used to stream later in the day, but I stream earlier now. Also, I can't ask to confirm this info, but I'm pretty sure Aaron was the one who leaked the info about Jason's passing. So I actually was told that I was told the person who leaked it was somebody else. It was an older gentleman. I think he was somebody who I don't know. I don't know if he trained with him or was somebody. I forget. It was an older guy on Instagram, and I believe he leaked it publicly because he made a post that saying "Rest in peace" to Jason David Frank, and that's when everyone was like, "Wait, Jason David Frank died." I'm pretty sure that's what I was told who leaked it. I don't think it was Aaron. I mean, it could be, but I was told that it was some older gentleman, that it wasn't Aaron, it was somebody else. And he leaked it on Instagram because he made a post saying, oh my God, I can't believe this. Rest in peace, Jason David Frank. And everybody who followed that person was like, wait, what? And then that's how it got around. But I mean, it could have been Aaron. Who knows? But that was just what I was told. But don't quote me on that. I'm 80% sure that's who notified the individual who called my hub. Oh, okay, got you. Called my hubs and woke him up when he wasn't supposed to say anything yet. Yeah. Same shit, different nightmare. Right. Oh, G-Circle, yeah. Yeah, he got called third person. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it was in an Instagram post, I remember, because I remember when I heard about it, I went to my sources and said, hey, did you hear about this? And they told me what was going on. They told me a lot of stuff that I'm not going to, talk about publicly, because at this point, it's been 2 years. I don't think it's relevant to bring up, publicly in regards to what I was told, because, again, it's all rumored. And there's nothing factual, and Jason's gone, so he can't really address any rumors. And I don't want that out there. I don't want people having their coked up conspiracy theories based on something that I heard, which again can't be confirmed, but that situation was just a hot mess. Situation is a hot mess. Yo, that's hilarious. Why is Aaron acting like Jason David Frank left him 6 months pregnant? He's been trying out. Oh my God, I know. Plus, what went around the first time has gone around and around. Yeah. So we're gonna react to this leaked audio. Y'all know my internet has been dookie lately, so we're gonna react to Henry's leaked audio here involving Aaron. It's a conversation about Aaron. I don't believe Aaron is part of this conversation. This is Jason having a discussion with somebody else, and Aaron was not part of this conversation. So let's take a listen and watch. It's 33 minutes long. Y'all know my internet's been dog crap lately. So if the video is a little choppy, the audio is way more important than the visuals. I'm sorry, y'all.
The money stuff? Yeah, I think a lot. But the money situation, I text.
So right off the bat, right, because it goes really fast. Thank God that Henry put subtitles, but watch this.
The money stuff? Yeah, I think a lot.
He hides a lot. He hides a lot.
The money situation, I text you. That was the deal. We got $4 million. He takes $2 million to direct.
Again, Jason talks pretty fast, but what basically they saying right off the bat, right? The money situation. So they get $4 million for this project. Aaron takes $2 million. He takes half of that money from the film, pocketed it for himself to direct the movie, because to him he only needs $2 million. So that's the first thing that comes out of this audio.
I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, if we got $4 million to do something, you want $2 million to direct? Well, that's the deal. No,
on the screen.
No, it's not. Look,
put it on the screen, right? So somebody in the comments of this had pointed out, put it on the screen means, if you get $4 million, put all $4 million of that money for the film, right? Put it on the screen. Meaning, if you have more money for the budget for the film, you can do more with it. Make the film better. Like, put that money towards marketing, put that money towards even putting it on a streaming service, or hell, have a theater release, right? So basically what Jason isn't saying that Aaron wants is Aaron wants half of the budget made, half of the funds made for this film for himself to direct the film, right? That's what Jason David Frank is basically saying. Okay, that's crazy. That is insane. That any director wants half of the budget pocketed in their. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. That's unheard of. I've not heard of it. I mean, have directors done that in the past? Is that normal? I don't know. Y'all tell me. But that is what is being said here.
Dude, $2 million to direct a $4 million movie.
I want to show this. So this is. I'm assuming this is Henry, because one thing about Henry is Henry does contact people. Henry will contact people for their side of the story. I will say he does more he has more journalistic integrity than most people who do YouTube and cover these things. So right here, I'll read it. It says, "Hey, Aaron, I received information that if Legend of the White Dragon raised $4 million, you wanted $2 million to direct it. Is this true, or is someone feeding me false information, lying on you? The person made it seem as if whatever Legend of the White Dragon made you wanted half the budget to direct. Please check your DMs." Aaron responds, "Hey, that's false. Not sure who gave that info, but it's false. Thanks for letting me know. Hope all is well." So he has no idea, because Henry has a good way of wording things. Henry be scary, man. If Henry asks you a question, you need to ask him follow-up answers. The first thing I would say is, who said it? Who said that? Who said that? That's the first thing that would be coming out of my mouth. Who said it? But anyways, he has no idea that the source is an audio leak of Jason David Frank saying that. So now, because Henry's smart, now it looks like Aaron saying, well, Jason David Frank's a liar. I never said that. Unfortunately, though, Jason's not here to confirm this. Jason's not here to rebuttal this. So that's the only downside of the situation.
I can't raise $4 million and pay you $2 million. What the f- is that? That's dumb. You know what I mean? Like, if I got 500, he wants at 500,000, even a $500,000 budget, he wants 250, half.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There are lots.
That's very crazy that somebody wants to take half of a budget for a film. That's crazy. Instead of putting that half, that money into making it a better film. Like, I could see if he asked for 1 million, right? He could ask for 1 million, but the half, that's crazy. That's crazy. You know, Hollywood Demons with Aaron just seemed like another version of events. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Well, and it's not Aaron saying it's Jason. Yeah, Jason's saying that's what Aaron wanted. But considering what we know about Aaron and how Aaron is, I mean, it's not outside of the realm of reality that's true. And I don't think Jason would lie, right? And mind you, this is a conversation that we clearly could say. I think it's safe to say I don't think even Jason realized this conversation was recorded or that it existed. We don't know, right? There's a lot of unknowns in this situation. So the fact that it's possible, and I'm just throwing this out there, if Jason David Frank didn't know this conversation with this person who was recording, had this recording, I don't think he would lie. And you know what I'm saying? So it is possible. I don't think Jason would lie about that. I don't think Jason would lie about that. From everything I've heard about Jason David Frank, as far as like, you know, audios that were leaked or whatever, all the stuff that Henry put out there, things that Jason said, I don't think Jason is out there lying on these streets. You know? I mean, I agree. He's not here to give the context, but I would say, in fairness, considering a lot of the stuff that's been going on since his passing, all the drama, which I don't know why there's so much drama surrounding a person who is no longer with us, but here we are. And a lot of this drama is, you know, now that Jason's gone, a lot of the actors had started speaking out. And I think that's what started this with Henry, is when Jason passed away, the reaction, the response about with a lot of these actors and things that they've said have definitely contradicted a lot of things that has already been out there, you know, as far as like Jason's relationships with some of the actors, how some of the actors made it seem like everything was so good in the hood. And then the reality is now they actually had a lot of beef with each other, things like that. You know, there was a matter of Walter Jones, you know, basically getting money from Jason David Frank's pocket because Walter's, I guess it was his agent, the one who made the disgusting comments around Jason David Frank's passing, having issues with whatever money difference there was between Walter and Jason. I don't know. It's a hot mess. And again, this is all involving somebody who's no longer here and can't even speak now. So all we have is things that he has said and put that against the things that are being said now. It's a hot mess. But when it comes to this, hearing Jason David Frank say that Aaron wanted half of the budget for this project that is still waiting to come out is insane. It is insane. You know, did Aaron say, you know, you're right, okay, deal? No, I think it's more so. I think it's more so though, Shadow. The fact that that's what he wanted is insane. But also the like again, I wouldn't think this would probably be like a nothing burger story for me, right? Had this project come out, right? Had this project come out, like you said, it's been 2 years since Jason passed away. This man has been sitting on this friggin' movie and doing like hold on, let's pause this real quick, okay? So this, everybody and their moms is waiting for this movie, especially since Jason passed away, okay? This man is doing everything but putting out this fucking project, okay? Now, right now, 2.6 million subscribers this channel's at, okay? 2.6 million subscribers. What has he been doing on this channel? What has he been producing? Let's see. He hasn't made a video in the last 3 months, right? Okay, maybe he's working on this project. Okay, 3 weeks ago, Jenna, Frank, and Aaron live talking about Legend of the White Dragon or whatever. Is that say Legend of the White Dragon? Yeah, talking White Dragon. Okay, so we're talking about it, but we're not putting it out. 2 months ago, BatInTheSun live. Does this have anything to do with his project? Is there any updates? No. Let's see. 2 months ago, again, he's putting out live streams back to back 2 months ago, right? Or doing something, you know, looks like he's doing everything right now, but, you know, and then he's going on other YouTube channels to dispute claims and shit. Dude, how about instead of being on a live stream trying to defend why you didn't, but totally did threaten another YouTuber with a lawsuit if they didn't like take down their video about you, how about you just focus on your film? How about you focus on putting that out there? You know, I feel like he's holding it hostage at this point. It's kind of crazy, you know? So that's why I'm just like, if this situation happened a bit ago or the movie came out, it is what it is. Movie came out, we saw it, we saw where the money went. Is it even good? Was it $2 million? Who cares? Was it a good film? Whatever. Did he pocket $2 million? Whatever. I don't care. But the movie's not out. The movie's not out. He is doing literally everything but putting this movie out. Okay? Having a conversation with Jason David Frank's daughter, but not putting this film out. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. And the crazy part is, like, the views aren't even there. That's kind of crazy, right? How a 2.6 million sub channel at its peak, at the peak right now, the stuff that 2 months ago, 7K views, 6K views for having Jason David Frank's kid on the show. You know, the views have definitely gone down. Like, he's doing everything but putting out actual content on this friggin' page. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is insane to me. This is insane to me. That's the thing that's bothering me the most. Like, just put the film out, dude. His channel's dead. Right, because he's not putting out content. He's barely putting up updates on Legend of the White Dragon. Like, at this point, is it even coming out? Yes, right, exactly. I agree that he should have dropped the movie, according to Jason, before he died. I thought they had released the date for it. No, they've not come out with it. That's why everyone's talking about it. That's why Henry's talking about it. That's why all these Power Ranger YouTube channels are talking about it. A lot of, like, I'm going to keep it real because you guys know I'm real, right? Some of these YouTubers that Aaron's on, they're just sniffing his farts. Literally sniffing his farts. And it's absolutely infuriating because, like, how about we just, when are you coming out with the film, dude? To me, in the beginning, I was like, it makes sense. Like, he didn't want to come out too soon after Jason passed away, right? Because that would have looked bad, right? You don't want to come out with it too soon because now you're trying to capitalize on Jason David Frank's passing. But it's been 2 years, right? We've all grieved. We've all mourned. We want to see Jason's last performance. Jason was very passionate about this project. Jason wanted this project to come out. He worked hard on it, just like Aaron did. Why wouldn't you want it out at this point? Why wouldn't you want it out at this point? Yes, and Austin St. John had a COVID scam and went to jail. Yes, that is pretty crazy. But anyways, back to this audio because, like, I wanna see. That's called sarcasm farts. Yes, it is called sarcasm. Get to know sarcasm. You should know sarcasm. You sarcasm. Okay.
Lots of fans with mixed feelings regarding the delays with Legend of the White Dragon, as well as Aaron himself. I am not his biggest fan, but I am a fan of Jason David Frank, and despite my criticism against Aaron, I am still looking forward to the release of Legend of the White Dragon, whenever that may be. With that being said, I do find Aaron to be a bit misleading as he writes off fair criticism often as people being negative instead of responding to the criticism. Not to mention him blatantly saying he didn't ask for half of the Legend of the White Dragon budget with Jason.
Sorry, pause it right here. This is the response to what we read earlier in the DMs. Thank you for your clarification and appreciate the response. Aaron responds, of course, always happy to answer questions. Always happy. Bro, why are you taking the time to focus on answering questions in your DMs and these YouTube channels and shit? Just put out the film. That's all the fans want from you, dude. At this point, I don't want answers. I just want the film out. It is Jason David Frank's last performance. Put it out there. Y'all worked hard for it. You knew how much, as somebody who's like, Jason David Frank was a dear friend. That's great. Then you should know that he would want this out. You guys worked hard for it. You worked hard for it, Aaron. Why would you not want this out? You know what I'm saying? This is the thing that makes no sense. You're taking all this time to answer DMs, do live streams about everything you want to talk about the White Dragon with Jason David Frank's daughter. Cool. You know what would really make Jason David Frank's daughter happy? Seeing this film released and not hearing your excuses on why it's not. Now, everyone can sit there and say, well, you guys don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. 2 years. 2 years ago, before Jason passed away, even after he passed away, Aaron basically said this shit's pretty much done. And after Jason passed away, Aaron had made comments like, after Jason's passing, in a nutshell, I'm paraphrasing here, but basically in a nutshell, Aaron basically said after Jason passed away, that he wanted to add some different new stuff. Maybe he wanted to throw in a memorial segment for Jason. Maybe he wanted to add something to it, or he said that there's some things he needed to brush up on. Cool. 2 years should not take 2 years. For Christ's sakes, when the first Sonic movie came out and everyone hated Sonic's character designs, the studio took a few years to redo the designs for the whole movie. That made more sense for the delay. Number one, we knew why it was delayed. And two, the final production, we got to see. They did change it. They did spend a few years listening to fans to brush up on that, right? But 2 years, we're going on 2 years now, going on about 4 years. It does not take this long to do what he said that he needed to do before the release of this film. So that's why people are looking at him like, where's the money? Where's the $4 million? If you raise $4 million, where's this money going towards then? Did you run out of money? Is that what it is? Like, just say what the hell's going on. Stop sugarcoating this shit. Stop downplaying it. Yeah, it had a release date. So if Jason's release date was set September 2023, I wonder what happened. Excuses is what happened. Like, there's nothing you can say to me that would convince me that this was a understandable reason why this project has not come out. Okay.
Vehemently saying that he did. Also, I wonder how Aaron will receive this, because the last time we heard unreleased Jason David Frank audio, he was saying how much he didn't like Lord Draken.
So I need, Nicole, you to reach out to everything that has Lord Draken on it. IGN, everybody that has Lord Draken. I want to send a letter that I own the digital rights, and they must pull it off their channel. I don't want no Lord Draken stuff out there.
And that was on Francis's channel. That was leaked on Francis's channel. And that Francis, if you guys don't know who Francis is, Francis was Jason David Frank's personal assistant and very close friend. So if she's dropping that shit, especially when Francis drops that shit, I believe it. Okay. There are a lot of people who have their issues with Francis, which is dumb reasons to have issues with Francis, but Francis has never came out and said no lies and said no truth, and she always brings receipts. So when people are sitting there like, if Francis, because I haven't heard what Francis's response was to it, to be honest with you. I'm sure she's like probably taking a break, but got stuff going on, whatever. But I haven't heard Francis's response to it. I probably should check that to see if she made one. But like, if Francis is like, yeah, that shit's true, without a question, I wouldn't even question it. I would never question it. Because I remember too, when this whole Aaron thing first started, with him threatening lawsuits on people and addressing the White Dragon stuff or whatever on her channel, she was cool with Aaron. You know, obviously she was cool with Aaron. Francis was always there and always in the know of all this shit, right? So if Francis is like, yeah, he did want half of the fucking budget for this film, I'll believe it 100%. I mean, I believe it with Jason, but I'll definitely 100% believe with Francis. Because the only ties we have to Jason David Frank on what's true and what's bullshit are the people who are there. The people who were there and observed it, his closest friends, his family members. Maybe not all of his family members, but, you know, some of his family members. You know, that's the closest we have to Jason David Frank and who he is or who he was, how he thought, the things that went on behind the scenes, the things that they've observed themselves, right? That's what I go by, the evidence. Because people can sit there and say, well, how do you know? Jason's not here to defend himself. But you know who is? The people like Francis who have been there. If you ever went to a convention and saw Jason David Frank, chances are you've seen Francis. Francis is for the most part, always been there. She's always been there. There are very few times that Francis couldn't make it, but Francis has always been there. Personal assistant, guys. You know? So she knows.
Which Aaron was instrumental in getting released. Furthermore, Aaron was there when the anti-Kyle Higgins audio was released, accusing Kyle of stealing ideas from Jason and not giving.
So I made it clear for me, it's not a Kickstarter. It's not like, I don't know what the hell it is, but I made it clear. I ain't signing no Draken books. I made it clear that I don't like Kyle Higgins. I made it very clear to Boom that we had the rights to the Green Ranger series. I also made it very clear if we ever decided to, they're screwed. But I did tell them I'm not signing Draken books. Anyway, just let you know, just a heads up. But I made it very clear to them what we've done and what Kyle has stolen. So I just thought I'd tell you that. It was a good chance to tell them, you know.
Now, Aaron is on the wrong end of unreleased Jason David Frank audio. I wonder how he will take it. But make no mistake, the person who sent me this audio is not a fan of Aaron's. I received this audio from a person using a Proton email, which is the preferred email of people who want to remain anonymous because of the end-to-end encryption its service offers, where only the user can truly see their emails. The email reads, and guys, take this with a huge.
I love my shitty internet. Oh, it's an ad. Damn it, monetize channels and their ads. And a huge grain of salt. That's what he wants to say. Huge grain of salt.
Huge grain of salt. Hey, Henry, dig the channel with Aaron having a moment on HBO while still capping the truth about White Dragon.
I'm gonna read this faster than Henry because ain't nobody got time for that. And yes, we love Francis. Francis is a goat. Francis is amazing. But I'm gonna read this faster than Henry, okay? Hey, Henry, dig the channel with Aaron having a moment on HBO while he's still capping the truth about White Dragon. I thought you pointing out his new house was real interesting. Anyone who knew Jason David Frank knew how much he liked voice memos, and God knows there's a lot of them out there about a lot of people, including Aaron, but he also liked to record conversations sometimes. I've got one for you from May 2019. Okay, so there's a possibility Jason was the one who recorded this audio, by the way, with So this is May 2019 audio with Dinesh Shamdasani. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, sir. Who used to own and run Valiant Comics. Turns out that web series Valiant did with Aaron is why Dinesh got thrown out of the company. He says Aaron embezzled. Oh shit. He says Aaron embezzled at least $250,000. Remember, we're taking this with a grain of salt, y'all. A lot of people tired of this guy capping about everything, talking on behalf of somebody who's gone disgusting. Stay resilient, Henry. So this is an anonymous person who happened to have audio of this conversation that was leaked, right? So saying here, anyone who knows Jason David Frank knew how much he liked voice memos, and God knows there's a lot of them out there about a lot of people, including Aaron, but he also liked to record conversations sometimes. I've got one for you from May 2019 with Dinesh Shamadasani. So I'm kind of going off of this, right? Again, take this with a grain of salt. I'm going in theory. I'm going to theory, right? This is my theory because I don't want to get sued. Okay, so I'm theorizing that this conversation potentially could have been recorded by Jason David Frank. So if that is the case, then I mean, hey, if he quote illegally recorded a conversation between him and this person Dinesh, then I guess Dinesh can't really go and sue nobody, can he? I'm not making a laugh. It's just kind of like when people say that shit, it's like they don't even know what the fuck they're talking about, because again, there's too much of information of the unknown we don't know to really just give a factual statement saying, hey, this was recorded illegally. Well, we don't know if it was recorded illegally. We don't know what state. We don't know who recorded it. So we don't know if this was actual legal recording. It could have been a legal recording for all we know. But I'm going to speculate based on this email that it is possible that this was actually recorded by Jason David Frank himself, and it was sent to somebody, whoever this anonymous person is. I don't know why. I mean, it's a little crazy that Jason David Frank would record a lot of things, but at the same time, it's kind of smart because especially if you're in the public eye and you've had experience of people doing this shit, the last thing you want is to be accused of something that you can prove is bullshit. So I kind of think that's an interesting thing that Jason would record stuff, and he liked his little voice memos because he wanted things to be recorded, which is smart, to be honest with you, because then we wouldn't have this content, right? You know what I'm saying? So the question I really have, though, is who is this anonymous person? Well, that could be obviously not Aaron, right? So my theory is it could be Dinesh himself. Okay, it could be Dinesh himself who had gotten this recording. Why do I think that? Well, if Jason was recording the conversation with this person, maybe Jason sent it to this person just to let him know, hey, this is recorded or whatever. I mean, that's probably not what it is, but I'm wondering how this person got that recording, if it was recorded by Jason or whoever, because like I said, it was between Jason and Dinesh, right? So if Dinesh recorded it, that would make sense that this is who it is, right? If Jason recorded it, I'd be wondering why he sent this conversation to somebody in the first place. So I'm going to say, I don't know, but that's my theory. I think Dinesh is the one that sent this because it would make sense because he got let go from the company, right? Because of working with Aaron, because Aaron embezzled money, right? So if that's true, right? If that point's true, then I would feel like this person would be Dinesh. Because I mean, right here, right? I've got one for you from 2019 with Dinesh, who used to own and run Valiant Comics. Turns out that web series that they did with Aaron is why he got thrown out of the company. So he used to own the company and he probably had partners, but the partners basically kicked him out because Aaron embezzled at least $250,000. Now it says, Dinesh says Aaron embezzled $250,000 from working with them, right? Somehow, some way, right? So it makes more sense that this conversation, this person could be Dinesh. Because obviously Dinesh wouldn't like Aaron, because this is what Henry said right before he put this up, is that this person clearly is not a fan of Aaron. Come on. Come on. And somebody getting fired from their own company would definitely have an axe to grind with the person responsible for them getting kicked out of their own company. I'm just saying. There's no proof of that, but I love speculations. I love theories. So That's where we're at here. So since I read it, we don't gotta listen to Henry slowly read it to y'all. We gotta fast forward.
Uploaded to Mega Upload of all places, and Mega Upload is the Proton mail for file sharing with end-to-end encryption. This person really does not want anyone finding out their true identity. Naturally, after I got this audio, I hit up.
I mean, that's true. That we can speculate who this person is, but we'll never know for sure who they are. But I'm pretty sure it's Dinesh.
A Power Ranger insider who was aware I received the audio when I hit them up. Very strange. He said he first heard the audio 2 years ago, which is interesting considering JDF was already gone. He said 6 people so far have heard the audio. Long story short, there's a group of people out there upset at Aaron for one reason or another, and that is how this audio was delivered to me as I made their short list. He did not say what other content creators or news outlets also had the audio or was sent the audio. Now, I did reach out to Dinesh, hoping to secure an interview and even share the audio with him.
All right, here's a comment. Oh, wow. But see, this is what I'm talking about with Henry, bro. Henry gets shit done. Yo, Henry, I gotta glaze Henry real quick. I gotta great glaze Henry real quick, okay? Like, this man gets shit done. He has no problem hitting up people directly and he usually gets a response. That's the crazy part. Like Henry might have a small channel. Like the channel he does this shit on is a Henry Clips. This isn't even his main channel. His main channel, he does other stuff. It's a bigger channel, but the Clips channel is rapidly growing, and his name is getting out there. You know what I'm saying? Because he has no problem hitting these people up. And you know what's funny is a lot of these people, especially the Power Ranger community, they are well aware of Henry. A lot of them don't like Henry because a lot of them got some dirt. They don't want out there. They don't want Henry sniffing it out and talking about it, right? Henry brings it to light. So regardless of how you feel about Henry, he gets you done. Look at him. He is in this man's DMs. I just received information that you were fired because of Aaron from BatInTheSun embezzling money. Do you care to comment on the story before it's published? Please say yes. This person says, hilariously unfounded. I was forced to resign during a change of control. One of the investors at Valiant DMG liked the success and wanted it for themselves. So now here's Dinesh saying it didn't happen. So maybe it wasn't Dinesh. Maybe it wasn't Dinesh. I don't know. Maybe Dinesh is capping because he don't want any of that shit to come out, because I don't know. Maybe Dinesh did have some involvement in embezzlement. Who knows? But here's Dinesh saying that it is not true. And then he said, thank you for the response. You alleged, okay, it says, thank you for your response. You alleged Aaron embezzled approximately $250,000 from Valiant, and also told the late Jason David Frank that Aaron was a hack and that he should have chose anyone else or even you to direct. Can you elaborate on that? I am also aware that Aaron wanted half the budget to direct Legend of the White Dragon. For example, if Jason raised $4 million, Aaron wanted $2 million to direct. Sum 4 is Jason. Sum 4 is Jason raised $500K. Aaron wanted $250 to direct. Okay, so Henry, you gotta reread your shit. Okay, so we got a response. This is, by the looks of how Legend of the White Dragon is going, you were 100% right about Aaron, but Jason was too wrapped up in the Aaron camp. If you have some time, I would love to interview you regarding the topics of your response. Will suffice if you do not want to do an interview. So this is Dinesh responding to the thank you for your response. The entire budget was $250K. Didn't say any of that. No idea about the White Dragon. Wasn't involved in that. You sure you're talking to the right person? I was only involved with BatInTheSun on one project. Henry responded, yeah, but you wanted to direct Legend of the White Dragon. I'm 100% correct. I'm speaking to the right person. You did the best you could to try to talk Jason out of working with Aaron, but Jason said Aaron had contributed too much and he couldn't afford to kick Aaron to the curb, I'm guessing. Yay, see, I'm good at predicting Henry's next words. This conversation took place on May of 2019. I plan on putting up the video on this topic in more detail. I can explain it more in detail on the phone if you'd like. I could call you via Instagram. I was just hoping you could I was hoping to get your insight for my story. I have very little knowledge of what knowledge of White Dragon and no desire to direct it. Sure, call me. Sounds interesting. FYI, I'm not a director. Still not sure you've got the right person. I wasn't involved with Bat in the Sun 2019. That would have been someone else. So I don't know if what this Dinesh person sounds like, right? So it's implied that yes, he is coping. Dinesh said that ish. So I was just gonna say. So Henry's doing the same thing he did with Aaron, right? Henry already knows going into this conversation. He has the audio, right? And from the email, the person said is between Dinesh and is between Jason David Frank. So Henry already has this information. He had already heard the audio before he released it. So now what Henry's doing is the groundwork, right? So Henry's going into these conversations with Aaron, with Dinesh, not letting them know he already knows, right? He wants to get the response first to see what they say before he hits them with, hey, by the way, I know that's bullshit. That's basically what he's doing with Dinesh, right? By the way, shout out to Henry in the chat. I glazed you for a minute. So this is what the conversation is. He's letting Dinesh know, hey, this is what did you say this, Jason Frank, boom, 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 boom. And he's like, no, that never happened. That's not what I said. I never said that. Henry already has a conversation, which is, again, between Dinesh and Jason David Frank. Now, again, I don't know what Dinesh sounds like, so I don't know if that's him, but I'm going to take it on good authority from Henry that he has confirmed that is Dinesh's voice. So now he has a conversation with Dinesh where Dinesh is denying everything, right? Even though there's audio out there now and before, because Henry had it, of saying like, yeah, you did say all this stuff. He's basically trying to catch him in a lie. And from what it looks like to me and what he's saying in the chat is he caught him in a lie. He caught him in a lie. I was just testing to see if they would lie. I confirmed that Dinesh, and I confirmed that is Dinesh, and so did Aaron. Okay, so we have confirmation that is Dinesh. So they're straight up lying on these streets. Now, my thing is, why lie? Why even lie? Right? I don't know if Dinesh was lying. Maybe Henry, because Henry talked to the guy. Maybe he just didn't want it out there because he just wants to distance himself from Aaron. He doesn't want the drama. He doesn't want the smoke. He doesn't want Aaron, probably knowing Aaron got some screws loose, to come at him. Who knows? But I think this is very telling that Henry has the audio literally telling this dude, did you say this? Did you say that? Dude's like, nah, that never happened. I don't know where you're getting this from. Do you have the right person? Boom. Audio drops. I think crickets. Chirp, chirp, chirp. I don't think there's anything going on anymore. I know Aaron responded. I will get to that response because I'm sure it's just as crusty and cringy as his first response that he didn't threaten a lawsuit on Deoxy.
Dinesh worked with.
Oh my God! Sorry, my
Ever wondered what your home looks like from space?
I get the side window of like weather and news that pops up all the time, and I've been trying to disable it, and I don't know why it keeps fucking popping up. It's so annoying.
JDF and Aaron for the I believe it's the Ninjak versus the Valiant World or something like that. Don't quote me. Don't fight me. Unfortunately, communication broke down when he asked, which was on the phone, who my source was, and I said it was anonymous because, guys, I truly have no idea.
Yeah, no idea. Oh my God, go away. Go away, Tab. Why do you keep popping up on my shit? I need to disable that somehow. I don't know why. Yes, if you're going to talk over me, then why am I here? Listen, Aaron is an interesting individual. By the way, guys, I need some boba tea and baby needs some doggy treats. So if y'all want to contribute to that, there's a link. I got Venmo. Fuck Cash App. Give me boba tea money. I need some boba tea after listening to this. You're typing, LOL. Nobody is talking over you. No, this was on the stream. So Aaron went on with Henry, right, to address him threatening another YouTuber, Deoxy360, and saying that he was going to sue Deoxy if Deoxy didn't take his video down about Aaron, right? So Henry, doing what Henry does, he smells blood in the water, so the shark comes to swimming, right? And he's going at Aaron. He gets Aaron on the stream to talk about this. And when Aaron's talking bullshit, see, me and Henry have this in common. And people don't understand this about me, but like, if you're going to say bullshit, I'm not going to let you fucking talk. I'm not going to let you keep telling your bullshit. I'm not. Like, if it's bullshit, I'm going to stop you right there. We're not going to have this conversation. What you're not going to do is you're not going to come on my platform, especially my platform, and insult my fucking intelligence and my audience intelligence by saying some fucking bullshit. So when Henry would stop him mid Aaron's bullshit, he came out the cut. It was like, well, if you're gonna keep talking over me, then why am I here? Because Henry don't got time to let you say your bullshit on his channel, bro. Because like Henry was telling him like straight up facts, boom, facts, Aaron, deflection, projection, and Henry just got tired of listening to this man's bullshit. So he was kind of just like, fuck that, you ain't gonna come on my show and say some shit that like I'm not gonna let you say it. But yes, I get what you say. I just had to go off because man, that pissed me off. I was in the backstage of that stream because I wanted to go on there and cuss that man out. And Henry wasn't happening. Henry was like, you know what? I'm not going to have everyone come on here and chase this man away because trust me, if he let me on that stream, when Aaron was on that stream, I was in the backstage literally typing in the back, right? I was typing in the back chat like, yo, let me get on, bro. Let me get on. I was literally responding to Aaron's bullshit in the back chat. I was so livid that this man was denying when there was concrete evidence. Okay, literal concrete evidence, DMs right there in your fucking face of him threatening to file a lawsuit on another content creator if that content creator did not take his video down because he said that content creator was falsely accusing him, defaming him, and the dude didn't even do that. He did not even do that. He literally made a video saying that the dude lied, right? BatInTheSun lied, Aaron lied. And then in the video, he goes over why he believed Aaron lied. And this dude's like, I'm going to sue you if you don't take that down. I'm not a liar, bro. You don't understand freedom of fucking speech and the right to criticism, Aaron. Everyone has a right to criticize you. I have a right now to criticize you over the fucking video, the leaked audio of what Jason David Frank said, his thoughts about you, and his claims that you wanted half of the fucking budget for this film that has yet to come out. Thank you, Dust Production, for the $5. Like the stream. Yes, please like the stream. Oh, hell yeah, I'm screaming. Y'all, you know I can't stand these people, right? If I was to employ, right? So me and Shadow go way back, right? If I was to employ Shadow to do work on my channel, right? And I offered to pay her, I would make it a reasonable wage within what I could do. I'm not going to sit there and say, nah, I'm going to take most of the money and you do most of the work. Like that shit pisses me off. You want $4 million for a film and want to take half that budget. Then we have fucking him claims that this man embezzled $250,000 fucking dollars from another company. And then again, Henry points out, well, he just bought a new house. He's driving a nice car. This man is unemployed. What does this man do for actual work? Does this man have an actual job? Where is this money coming from? He sure as fuck ain't making money on BatInTheSun right now. The last stream he put out, the last content he put on BatInTheSun was a live stream that got 7,000K views. Bro, that's like $5. He made $5 on that video. Okay? Where's this man's money coming from? But he's doing everything. Like I said, he's doing everything but putting out this fucking film that would make him money so he could buy a nice car, so he could buy a nice new house. And this man want to DM people threatening to sue them. He wants to fucking sit here, go on people's channels, try to defend himself on shit he actually did do instead of put out a motherfucking film that people have been waiting for a long time. And then more so after Jason David Frank passed away, 2 fucking years. 2 years after Jason David Frank dies, this shit still isn't out. I don't even want to see this shit anymore. I don't even care if it comes out anymore. That's the sad thing. I love Jason David Frank. I don't want to penalize Jason David Frank because this dickhead he decided to work with. But I don't want to support this dickhead because guess what? Jason's not here to enjoy the film. Jason's not here to get money off that film. Jason's not here to help promote that film. So fuck BatInTheSun's fucking the White Legend of the White Dragon. I'm not seeing it, and I encourage actual fans of Jason to not see it either. Because the only person who's going to benefit from this film coming out whenever the fuck it does come out is not Jason David Frank. It's Aaron. And if you think Aaron's going to give a fucking penny or even fair fucking cut of that film to Jason's family, you got another thing coming. This man wants half of the fucking budget for the film in his pocket. So if you are a fan of Jason David Frank, do not support this film. You know why? Because Jason's not here to enjoy it. Jason's not here to gain fucking money from it. Jason's not here to fucking sit here and go to conventions and talk with fans about how much they love this film. But you know they're going to still watch it anyways because, like, fuck what I'm saying. Fuck the logic and reasons about what I'm saying. Y'all want to be fans of Jason David Frank, still be fans of Jason David Frank. But right now, this movie isn't being fans of Jason David Frank. It's supporting Aaron. It's supporting Aaron. And that's why I'm fucking seriously pissed off. This is where I'm seriously pissed off. Because I saw fans when Henry was going at Aaron, the fans who were on Aaron's fucking side, going at Henry, not understanding why Henry had issues with this situation with Aaron, saying, oh, Aaron's a good dude. We're fans of Jason. We want to see Jason's last film. Well, you know who can't see Jason's last film? Jason David Frank can't see his last film. How about that? How about that for hard reality? Because that's a fact. Oh, Aaron, you guys, he said Aaron was Jason's friend. I don't care if Aaron was Jason's friend. If Aaron was Jason's friend, this movie would be out by now. Oh, 100%. Aaron, that's why Henry didn't want me on that panel. That's why Henry didn't want me on that panel when Aaron was on that shit. Because I would have chased that man away. That man couldn't handle it. He's too soft. He comes off as like this hippie. Love and peace, guys. Love and peace. Meanwhile, you're threatening YouTubers and DMs. Love and peace, but I'm going to sue you if you say anything bad about me. I don't know who you think you are, Aaron. I don't know who you think you are, where you got this ego from. Like, yeah, your shit won some rewards. Good for you. But you ain't better than me. You ain't better than anyone. If I was the one directing the White Dragon, I'd make sure that shit comes out as soon as possible. I'd give people a grace period out of respect for Jason, for everyone to mourn the loss. I wouldn't put it out so it looked like I was only doing it to capitalize on Jason's death, but I would have put it out by now. A lot is happening behind the scenes. I hope it comes to light soon. It needs to come out soon. The fandom has so much bullshit going on behind the scenes, guys. You have no idea. You have no idea how fucked up a lot of these actors are to people. Like, if y'all were to know how some of these actors really think about the fans, it would make your stomach fucking turn. Okay? I can't tell you how many times I had a fucking actor friend who would say some fucked up shit about fans who had disabilities. The disabilities ones got me because, like, it's not their fault, right? Like, these people are not good people. They were on a TV show that we loved, that we liked when we were fucking kids. We're all grown adults. These fucking actors are double our ages, and they ain't doing shit relevant now. There's only a few Power Ranger actors from back in the 90s that actually went on to have successful fucking careers. Johnny Young Bosch is one of them. Johnny Young Bosch has zero controversy, zero drama. You know why? Because Johnny Young Bosch is objectively not a shitty person. And Johnny has gone on to be successful without being a shitty person. Johnny Young Bosch is a very successful voice actor. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I get really pissed off, especially somebody who has seen behind the scenes and personally affected by this fucking toxic, disgusting fucking community. And not just the community, but like the people behind it, the people who we're there for. We're there for these actors. We love these actors. We support these actors. And there's so much bullshit behind the scenes that they don't want you to know. That's why they fucking hate Henry. Because they know Henry's not afraid to put that shit out there. I wasn't afraid to put that shit out there, but guess what? I was a nobody. I was gaslit. I was manipulated. I was verbally abused. I was stalked. I was harassed in that community. Okay? I was taken advantage of. Okay? And when I spoke out about my experience in that community, oh yeah, gaslit right the fuck out of that community. Gaslit right out the fuck that community. And I didn't have a voice. Nobody gave a fuck what I had to say. So that's why I appreciate Henry, because Henry does have a voice. And they do care what he has to say. David Yost was pretty cool. Well, David Yost also, he has some he has a little bit of an attitude readjustment he needs to do with certain things. I remember that situation. There was a situation with David Yost and somebody named Brent, who used to be part of Henry's community. And there was, like, I guess Brent recorded some stuff that David had said when Brent asked him. I'll give it credit, like, it was a controversial question, but David Yost still answered it. And it was in regards to the actors quitting the show back in the day, because remember when 3 of the actors left? Yeah, so that, it was in regard to that. David responded to that, and it was recorded. And then later on, they said, "Can you get rid of that recording?" Because David didn't want that shit getting out. David did not want that shit getting out. And then David kind of like denied that that's what happened. He tried to basically, when Brent asked for his money back for them forcing him to delete the content, David kind of said no and said, "No, we're not giving it back," because he did get his recording. It's just a very weird thing. But anyways, I'm sure. Listen, a lot of these. I'm not saying David Yost is a bad person. I don't think David's a shitty person. I think David, out of all of them, is not the worst. But he's not perfect, and that's fine. But like, he should have been in certain situations he could have handled better. I don't hate David Yost. But anyways, let me stop. I just went on a whole ass rant. Let me continue this.
Who sent this to me? And then he asked some of my personal information, and when I refused to provide it, he told me to put out my little video and not to contact him anymore. Very nice, Dinesh. All right, appreciate that, man. And I just want to give a disclaimer, before going forward, consider everything said with a grain of salt, as you will hear completely unfounded allegations levied against Aaron. Now, do not take them as facts. This video is just for information, entertainment purposes. Also, I want people to be aware that I do suspect that the audio was altered at certain parts. Now, I'm not an audio engineer, so
Henry, it's hard. Henry, one commercial, bro, 1 or 2, but this is like the 4th commercial, bro. Why? You could take this shit off. The AdSense for you. You're killing me, Smalls. I'm not getting fucking YouTube red.
Engineer, so I provided the same link that was provided me in the email to the file in the description. So any audio engineers want to try to recover what I suspect is intentionally distorted parts to hide something and keep the focus on Aaron. Now, do not worry if content creators want to react and re-upload the audio, given their opinion. I will not file any DMCAs against your channel. Oh, maybe Aaron will react to it. In his messages, he did say he liked that answer.
If this is another commercial, I'm going to scream. I'm going to fucking scream.
And I got some questions at the end of this video. The biggest conundrum is Dinesh said he never said any of the things you're about to hear someone who sounds exactly like him say. Also, Aaron said he never asked for $4 million or have the budget. So there you have it. But let's start the audio.
Thank you.
He was pissed at me. Pissed at him. And then at one point, he doesn't want to talk to me. He's signing autographs to his fans. And I'm like, "Jason, I got to talk." He's like, "What'd he say?"
I didn't know. Not now.
Didn't want to talk.
Yeah.
And then finally.
All right. So hearing the audio right now, it sounds like there is another person there. It sounds like there's 2 people talking to Jason.
He like leaves his fans. He's like, afterwards, Dash. Cool. Stand up here. Like, cool. Finally leaves his fans. He's got like 40,000 fans, right? Goes to the elevator. And I go in the elevator. I'm like in the elevator with him. Okay.
You put your hand right when the elevator closed.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Not now." I told you guys, give me a break. I don't want to talk right now.
I was like, I'm like, I'm in. And I'm like, hey, Jason, gotta cut you from the fucking panel, dude. Gotta cut you. Not gonna happen. It's fucking China. Gosh, what the fuck, dude? I'm the fucking CEO. I gotta give the bad news, right? Not my fucking choice. Oh, I would cancel the whole panel if I could. I go in there, and he's like,
No, I said it's not safe for you to be in the elevator. I said it's not safe for you.
yes.
And I see you need to leave. And what did you say? I'm not here to hurt anyone. I said, hurt anyone, motherfucker. You gonna come hurt me? The you mean hurt? You're like, I didn't mean it like that.
I didn't say that.
Did
I didn't say that?
I'm not here to hurt anyone. And I instantly clicked and said, hurt
Very
anyone.
stupid choice.
No, but you
Very
meant to
stupid
say
choice.
you're not here to hurt anyone, but I thought you meant physically hurt.
I mean, emotionally.
Yeah, emotionally. Well, I didn't know that. I was like, what the f- are you going to do? Then? Like, yeah, it was like, yeah. Yeah. Well, I thought you meant physically. I'm like, what the f- what does that mean? And then she's like, what? And yeah. Wasn't it the slowest?
Okay. So there we go. We have Jason name dropping. We have Jason name dropping Dinesh. So even because I know I asked Henry, do you know for a fact that yeah, I was thinking about that. But sometimes the captions don't really work right. But I was asking Henry, do you know for a fact that was Dinesh? And he said, yes, Aaron confirmed it that it was him. And Jason there just name dropped. So there we go. There's another confirmation that this is a conversation with Jason and Dinesh because he just called him Dinesh. There we go. There. And I'm also glad I said his name correctly. I'm also glad.
Was the elevator ride though? It was the slowest elevator ride. It was like
floor.
Yeah, it was like the doors closed. It was like, and the whole time I'm stressed. I'm like, dude, I don't want to. I don't.
He was like fucking tiger. It was like,
I'm like, I'm blacking out. I was like,
fucking
it's not
dude.
safe for you. I was like, yeah.
You want this, man? You want this, dude? Fucking JDF.
I couldn't tell if that was a lot of bleeping
It
out
was the
or if it was
longest
just
elevator
lagging.
ride. Now I remember, and then afterwards I was like,
No, I don't know why.
But it's the elevator opened and he was like, I was like, what the fuck? It was awesome.
I wouldn't have done anything, but yeah.
No, he would never.
As you can see, it sounds like, three friends reminiscing about a time Jason was removed from a panel at a convention, and Jason ended up getting on the elevator with Dinesh, which had to be awkward, but the audio is about to turn and focus directly on Aaron for the remainder being.
But the problem
It's too small. It's too small.
Aaron, too, and his dad, and it was like to do.
So Aaron and his dad, by the way, hold on, wait. I saw a caption. Aaron and his dad. So don't forget, Aaron did this with co-owns with his dad.
He's like, I got $500,000. I'm gonna $500,000. I'm still
Hold on,
honest.
I want to see that caption.
He wants to do.
Yeah, the distortion. Hold on, let's go back. I hear the distortion.
For the remainder being.
But the problem
It's too small. It's too small.
Aaron, too, and his dad, and it was like.
Yep, intentional distorted by the sender. Yeah. So it's definitely distorted. I don't think it's distorted where it's taking out any context. I think it might distort purposely to maybe mask whatever was actually said because that's something that maybe that person doesn't want out there, or maybe it's because the person who sent its name was dropped. Haha! Look at more conspiracy theory here. But I don't know. Henry knows because he obviously listens to the whole thing, and he's just here to make sure that I don't miss anything. But does it when the distortion happens? I'm assuming it happens a couple of times in this audio that you might be playing. But like, I feel like, is it possible, Henry, that maybe it's distorting somebody's name that the sender doesn't want put out there because maybe that's the sender's name.
He wants to do what? Want to buy a comic book?
He wanted to produce comic book. He's like, I got $500,000. I'm gonna $500,000. I'm still the artist. It's like, dude, Aaron, you stole that money from us, man. Stole? Yeah. Yeah. That's what it, dude.
Allegedly.
It's crazy.
Hey, I need money for locations. I need money for actors. I need money.
People use.
Here we go, another commercial. So that's Dinesh talking about the embezzlement. He said it too, embezzled.
Did he have a budget sheet that he did for you guys?
Yeah.
And
He
he
went over
just,
it 4 times.
oh,
4 times over.
When did you figure out that he stole?
Towards the end, I mean, at that point, it was like, I think of the investors, and it became a bigger thing than the company.
Yeah.
And also, he'd be Jason. He'd be like, hey, you want to piss Jason off? Don't fucking piss Jason off, man. Give me the money.
So he's using his name? Damn.
I mean, you know this.
The balls. Holy shit.
Of course, man. Of course. Of course. Just a big following on social media, man. No one wants Jason being like, hey, can't to us. I mean, now I don't care. Now I'm like an individual entrepreneur, but at that
Well, you're like
it's like a brand.
Yeah.
You know?
How's your baby?
Moved up there though.
Yeah.
No, since my baby, it's like it's a legacy brand. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm just holding the baton. Pass it on. Now pass it on. Now I'm like just an individual. Like you just can say whatever you want.
Yeah, but I always spoke to. I always knew that he respected me and liked me, even though Aaron and everyone's like, oh well, really pissed in ass. Yes, I do, but I do feel that, like I was telling them, I was like, I like you, and I think that I probably proved my loyalty, my work ethics to you,
dude.
And
Jason did everything, and then 10 times more to promote the brand, except for one time, which is my fault, where I pulled him off from a panel.
Yeah.
And for like 1 second, he thought about beating me up in an elevator. That's it.
But the one thing you're gonna get is you're gonna get real from him. That's the one thing.
That's what he said.
But dude, but I'll take that, man.
Yeah.
But you know what? We did the panel. We did a panel. He fucking did not get involved. We talked about him incessantly.
I told Josh. So yeah, it was bad, but I mean,
you were always smart that way, dude.
Yeah. But I'm glad. You know, I always knew things were okay with us. I mean, I did. I thought, you already see.
You know what I'm
you already see
to?
how I am.
I'm looking.
Tell me on set, like, well, Bloodshot's really not an actor. He's a robot. I said, no, he's not. I said, he's an actor. I used to say that all the time. Look, the whole film is great because those writers, even Bloodshot Reborn, is even fucking better.
Jason,
So
you were really fucking good. So don't fucking shirk to this.
Yeah.
There are people that would love to work with you, man. You gotta get out of the fucking Aaron camp.
Gotta get out of the Aaron camp. You gotta get out of the Aaron camp. That is literally what he's saying. You gotta get out of the Aaron camp. Oh man, this is hard to listen to. This is definitely hard to listen to because like I'm like getting a little choked up because like damn bro, like we're never gonna get to see Jason, you know, again. You know, hearing this is heartbreaking, man. Like Jason tried his best to like get along with everybody, but like you can't get along with everybody. But Jason did try, but like he also didn't take people's bullshit. And that's what a lot of people didn't like about him. They didn't get that about Jason. Is like he was a real one. Like Jason wasn't gonna kiss your ass because you were a celebrity. The man fought with like got into it with fucking Jean-Claude Van fucking Damme, bro. like he does not care how famous you are. And I would say this, like people will say he had an ego. Now Jason was kind of humble. Jason would have bummed it with everybody else. Jason was that person. Again, he wanted to be liked. So he was very humble. And like, if he didn't like you, he let me known. But he also wasn't above talking it out with you, bro. Because right here, we have him and Dinesh talk about how, like, there was some tension between the two. But, like, they squashed it. You hear them squashing it. Any beef they had, they're like, listen, I always liked you, man. Like, that's Jason. Jason could be talk shit about you and have beef with you, but if you respect him, if you don't respect, you came to him like a grown-ass adult and try to talk things out with him, Jason would talk things out with you. Like, that's just who Jason was, man. This is so hard, you know? It's hard, man. It's really hard that this man is gone and, like, how he went, bro. The fact that he still has to deal with people's bullshit after he died too, like, and I wouldn't say he has to because obviously he's gone. He doesn't have to deal with it. He's gone, right? But I'm saying like the fact that this man is getting so much shit after he's gone, and so many people trying to fucking use him and take advantage of him while he was alive, and especially while he's dead, bro, is disgusting to me. Like nobody, like all these people to his face were his friends, but after he's gone, look at how they're fucking doing it, where they're capitalizing on this man's death. That's insane to me. Juicebox Poppy, hello. If Aaron hadn't had opened his mouth, no one would have known it was real. But the idiot said it was 100% Dinesh. Of course. Of course. Right? Hearing this just shows we're never going to see this movie. Yep. That's what I'm saying. I have my own Jean-Claude Van Damme story. It makes all the JDS feuds make sense. I'm sure Jean-Claude Van Damme's probably an asshole too. Like, listen, I've come to realize that a lot of people in Hollywood, especially the famous ones, especially the ones who've been in the industry for a long time, they just become fucking shitty people. It's like Hollywood produces fucking narcissistic fucking psycho assholes like P. Diddy, bro. I'm not saying that Jean-Claude Van Damme's like that, but I'm sure he's not the nicest guy either. You know who's amazing and who I am waiting to? I will be so devastated if I ever hear a single bad thing about this actor. If there is anything that comes out about this actor, I will be the most heartbroken human being on the planet. Freaking Keanu Reeves. If I ever find out Keanu Reeves got some skeletons in his closet like that, like crazy, I'm gonna be devastated. Y'all have no idea how broken I will be if Keanu Reeves turns out to be a piece of shit. Because I'll be like, bitch, how? This man rides the subway like a normal person. I will cry. Not just his friends, but also imagine what we didn't know that he was dealing with. Yeah. That's the thing that's hard for me to listen to this. Like hearing Jason talk, because like I feel bad for anyone who's never got the pleasure of meeting Jason David Frank. Okay. Like being in his presence, like he just had this glow about him, which makes the fact that he ended his life so much harder to process. Because like I know that the people who hurt the most usually don't show it. Robin Williams is a perfect example of an actor who brought so much joy to the world to have such darkness to do what he did, right? That was Jason. Jason was such a beacon of light, but it was masking the darkness, right? And that's what sucks with this story, because like if you ever got to meet Jason, you would have understood. Like he was so sweet to his fans. He loved his fans. He loved people. But he whatever was going on, like it ended up being how it was. But man, Jason really, like he really was a good dude. Like his heart was always in the great places. And I don't really know the things, like there are things we do know which could have contributed to what he did. But the things like Shadow said, it's the things we don't know. Right? The things we don't know that what he went through that he wouldn't talk about, the things that he kept close to his heart. And it just sucks because, like I said, when I found out, dude, I'm telling you, man, I was worse than I am now. Like I'm literally fucking tearing up because like it's so heartbreaking that you meet Jason David Frank and you hug him and you get all this positive vibes. And I'm telling you guys, the last time I saw him, like I knew there was something off. Like he just wasn't as excited, but like he was not his normal self. First time I met him, it was such a light, and it felt like that light was a little dimmed. And even I said, like to my boyfriend at the time who was there, I'm like, I don't know, man. He seems like, you know, he doesn't seem as spirited as he usually is. Like he tried. It was like he forced it. And I just like looking back at that now, I'm like, you see the signs, but you had no idea because I wasn't really that close to him. But I even knew something was off. He wasn't as bubbly and as hype as he usually is when he meets his fans. And I chalked it up to maybe he was just tired. Right, because he was doing like a tour, and he was probably, you know, going to different places all over Massachusetts. So I'm just like, dude, hearing him talk about this and like the people that definitely, without a question of a doubt, took advantage of this man, that shit fucking sucks. Because like I said, if you had, I wish people really got to meet him when he was here. You would understand why I'm kind of like choked up about this, because it's so heartbreaking, dude. And like I know what it's like to fight those demons, man. Like that, like I said, I know what it's like to fight those demons. I fight them all the time. And it just sucks, man, because like Jason was one of those real ones. He was a good dude. And people who want to say he wasn't, it's just they didn't understand him, or they just were miserable. They were just so miserable that they couldn't accept the fact that Jason was just naturally a decent person who actually wanted to bring joy into the world. You know, he wanted to make people entertained. He loved his role as Tommy Oliver. He loved being, you know, Tommy Oliver. He loved Power Rangers. He loved the franchise. He loved what it did for him. You know, that was part of who he is. That will always be his identity. And just too many fucking people. And especially after he dies, you find out how many people have taken advantage of him. Like people like fucking Aaron. People literally literally profiting off of his death. And I know people say his family does it, but like that's his family. You have no idea. Jason 100% wouldn't care if his family benefited. This is his legacy. His family is what he's left behind. They have every right. His family, his closest friends, people who loved him, people who genuinely cared about him, and he genuinely cared about them. You know? Holy shit, I need to calm down. Cause like this shit, I didn't think I was gonna break down. I was like, yo, I could talk about these topics and not have a moment, but I'm having a moment because it's just like this shit's just infuriating to me, dude. This shit hurts, man. 2 years. 2 years this man has been gone. And you can't even release his last film, bro. That to me is what really is pissing me off and choking me up. Like, this man has been dead for 2 years, for over 2 years now, about over 2 years, right? And you can't even release his final project. At this point, I don't even give a fuck if it's not even finished. At least release it. I don't even care if there's some editing errors. I don't care. I just want to see this man's project. He was very passionate about it, right? So why can't you just release it, man? You're fucking selfish. That's what you are, Aaron. You're fucking selfish. You're really fucking selfish. Because right now, it's all about Aaron. That's why I said I don't even want to see this shit no more, man. Because at this point, it doesn't help Jason. It doesn't help his family. It helps Aaron. Fucking Jesus, man. Oh my god, sorry. I hadn't have my glasses on. Yeah, and yeah, I was. Me and Shadow was for those of you who don't know, Shadow is obviously familiar with Jason, our husband. You could tell the story, but yeah, Shadow knows Jason well as well. Ray, you and I were crying on the phone the last time we saw him. He seemed definitely low. Right. That's what I'm saying, guys. Like, I have videos on my phone of that meetup, and yeah, he definitely seemed off, man. He definitely seemed off. Say it louder for Brett in the back. Yeah, I know, right? And I know the talks Jason and my husband had. I know what they talked about. He was a person that when he said to reach out, he wasn't just saying that. If he offered and reached out to you, he was there and trying to be respectful and not take that for granted was hard. However, his Train Me community was and still remains amazing. That's good. Yeah. That is what Jason was like, man. Like, I know that. I know that too. Like, if Jason said to reach out to him, if you were hurt and you need somebody to talk to, Jason would be that person. Jason would be that person. You can call me anytime. Francis will tell you that. Jason was that person, man. Losing somebody like that is tough. It's really fucking tough. You know, it's really tough. Drew, hello, Drew. Hey, buddy. Aaron wants to be JDF, so I wouldn't be surprised if he added extra scenes or cuts to make himself more of the standout than Jason, David, Frank, and Aaron totally used Jason. 100%. 100%. I wholeheartedly in my heart believe that Aaron took advantage of Jason David Frank and used Jason David Frank, and he is holding this film hostage, and that's what I really feel is going on. He's using this film as hostage for some reason to keep fans asking. I don't think it's ever coming out. Yeah, videos from his last few videos of the last cons were definitely off. It was very different from what I saw him in 2018 making dick and fart jokes to what he was the night and day. Yeah, Jason definitely was not normal in the last few months before he did what he did, you know. Anyway, let me play this and try to get my fucking composure, guys.
Am I wrong? Get out of the fucking Aaron account. The reaction you're having here is because you're stuck in Aaron camp. Here's the thing, okay? I'm gonna tell you one story about Aaron. It should tell you everything you know about Aaron. So Captain America Civil.
Well, let's talk about the difference between.
Okay, Henry's ads are killing me. They're killing me, y'all.
Civil War came out. No, sorry, Winter Soldier. Nice, Winter Soldier. For me, as a movie fan, there is no Marvel scene that I go back to again and again and again, except for one. Nick Fury in the car. Remember, if you're in the car, this car sequence, these guys are fucking shooting the car, and he's like, no, not yet. He's like, not yet, not yet, not yet. They're shooting. Car says 10% damage, not yet. 2% damage now, and this fucking gun comes out of it. It's fucking crazy, dude. It's awesome. That's who you should be. You should be Nick Fury in that sequence. But Aaron doesn't know enough to build that sequence. He's not that talented. And so for me, don't work with Aaron, dude. He's a fucking hack. I worked with you and Aaron. He's a fucking hack, dude. That's so crazy.
Calling Aaron a hack is wild. Is wild.
Crazy the reputation though. Like I heard that from Kyle. I heard that from Lionsgate. I heard that a lot, and I get it. That's why with Johnny on set, I was like, dude. I told him, you know what? I told him so bad. Oh my god. I was like, you know what you do? You direct action. Even your action has no heart.
Dude, even as a second year director,
no,
he's bullshit. He's not
action.
even a fucking sun
I
coordinator.
did tell him. I did tell him. I told Johnny. I said that he has no heart into his stuff. Like it's action, but it's the same shit. That's the problem. That's really the problem.
Off you, dude. Yeah. Move on.
There you have it. Dinesh literally telling Jason David Frank what I just cried about for the last few minutes is yeah, he's using you. He's using you. I'm not getting YouTube bread. I'm not giving YouTube my money. I'm broke as it is. I'm not spending more money. I had to cancel my friggin' Spotify friggin' premium, okay? Okay? My Netflix is on its way out. That's why Dust Productions is paying my bills this month. That reminds me, apparently, Nerd Talk is messing with Francis with memes and stuff. I know that clown is watching. You better watch. So I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't really care. That motherfucker lives close to me. I'll pull up. I'm crazy enough. I'll pull up. My husband trained with Jason for years, holds ranks in Jason's schools, holds rank in my god, I'm sorry, I'm like, so that whole thing just threw me off my game. Jason's schools, it was one of the PA reps for his Train Me JDF program, great martial artist community. Jason, that's just context of how Shadow and her husband are affiliated with Jason David Frank.
Jason, move on, dude.
So let me tell you what. I'll tell you something, okay?
There are 50 AFI directors that are better than Aaron. Aaron's not even a director, dude. He's not.
I'm not to toot my own horn, and I know I'm just saying it because I probably will never do it because directing films costs money, and I know I'll never get funds enough to make a project I ever want to do. But like, I feel like I could be a better director than Aaron.
Second director, he's a fucking. If it wasn't for Nikolai,
you know the money
nothing.
Stuff? Yeah, I like Nikolai, but you know the money situation I texted you? Mm-hmm. That was the deal. We got $4 million. He takes $2 million to direct. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, if we got $4 million to do something, you want $2 million to direct? Well, that's the deal.
Dude,
no,
put on the screen. Put on the screen.
No, it's not. Well, dude, $2 million to direct a $4 million movie?
Put it all on the screen, dude. You would do it.
I will.
On the screen, dude.
Well, he said he did that with Valiant anyway. He said he made
no,
more
he
money
did not.
with you guys.
No, he did not.
I made more money. I worked my ass off.
Oh, he said that? He said that?
Yeah.
He made.
He said you guys never paid him.
He made $360,000. $360,000. He embezzled. So Jason, he said that to you? He embezzled money out of fucking us.
Yeah,
he embezzled.
He told me he didn't make anything. And
Jason, part of the reason I got thrown out of my company is because of Aaron. He embezzled the fucking money out of us. Josh quit. Josh, my number 2, my little team.
So this is Dinesh talking about Aaron embezzling money from his company, which pretty much caused him to have to like leave. Part of the reason why he left the company is because of Aaron embezzling money. Thank you again, Dust Productions. Said message wasn't really for you. It was for the moron. The best part is you get the cash. Thank you. Look, Dust is paying my bills this month. Look at him go. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. The way he left Legend of or Dragon. Wait, what? I could be a better director because I'd actually put out right. He's 5'6" with 350 pounds. Goddamn. If Aaron is on the up and up, I wonder if he could tell the world what job he's had for 4 years. Right. Exactly. So here we have the meat and potatoes of this conversation, which is Aaron allegedly, air quotes, embezzling money from the Valiant company, right? Valiant Comics, but Dinesh's company. And because of that situation, Dinesh was either asked to step down or, Dinesh's comments to Henry was that it was changing hands, so that's why. But like, how does, like, were you selling the company? I'm confused. Either way, that whole situation, like, here is him basically accusing Aaron of embezzlement. That's hilarious. Now the thing is, right? So let's look up real quick. Okay, how much money distributed on a film budget? Okay, let's Google. Let's do the Googles. Okay, a typical film budget can be broken down into several categories with significant portions going towards cast and crew salaries, production costs, which is equipment, locations, sets, etc., and post-production, editing, visual effects, music. Marketing and distribution costs will not be included in the production budget, also significantly impact profitability. Let's see. So here's a more detailed breakdown, y'all. Cast and crew salaries. This is often the largest single expense encompassing actors, directors, producers, and other key personnel. Story rights. Costs associated with acquiring the rights to the story, script, and source material. Screenplay. Payment to the screenwriter for their work. Director. The director's salary and any associated perks. Producers. The producer fees and expenses. So that's the breakdown of like the basics, right? This is above the line ATL costs, right? So this is above the line costs. Now, with the above the line costs, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that the budget goes towards and above the line costs, right? And the producers and the director is in that category, right? So if you have an above the line cost of cast, crew salaries, story rights, screenplay, director, producers, so Aaron doesn't have to pay story rights, right? So we can scratch that off, because they don't have to pay anything to because they're not doing Power Rangers, right? So cross it off. So now Aaron has to pay cast and crew salaries, the screenplay, which also he might not have to pay for the screenplay because he wrote it, right, with Jason or whatever. So he might not even have to pay screenplay. So now we have cast and crew salaries, which he definitely would have. He has to pay the cast and crew, which means Jason David Frank. He has to pay, himself. But I think you could say he can consider that part of like the director's fee, right? And maybe producer fee. So if we're gonna count that, right, he could pay himself as a director and producer, right? Because it's gonna be uploaded on his channel. So he can get a little bit more money from the budget. All right. If he wants to be a dick, he can also pay himself as part of the cast. I think that would be a dick move, but I don't think he can do that either way. I don't know the logistics, but we'll just say right now he can technically pay himself for the director and producer credits, right? So that's still not half the budget because we also have below the line costs, which he has to pay post-production costs and other costs. And he also it says that they don't usually take the budget money for marketing, which you don't really need money for marketing. It's really just, the internet's free. You can do shit for free. And also having Jason David Frank as a headliner and other actors could also be considered like they can basically do the marketing for free as well. So him taking, what I'm basically into reading this is like him taking half of the budget makes no sense, right? Because that's half the budget from the film's production budget, which he still has to pay cast and crew salaries, which means if he's taking half the budget, the cast and crew aren't going to get paid very well. And he's going to have to kind of be cheap with a lot of the other stuff from the movie. So that's why I read it off, like what goes into the budget for the film, because him taking half the budget makes no sense. Financially, it makes no sense. That's what I'm saying. It makes no financial sense why he would take half the budget, other than the fact that he's going to take half that budget, pocket it, and come out with like a half-ass when he could have put more money into it to make it even better. Right. All sounds like a Ponzi scheme. Right.
Quit Valiant. He was so sick of Aaron. Dude, he was so fucking sick. Aaron stole money from us.
Allegedly.
Dude, no joke. Aaron stole money from Valiant. He embezzled money out of the fucking guy.
I did hear that with Lionsgate too.
Yeah.
I heard that with Lionsgate. I did. And then, but
And y'all know Lionsgate. If you haven't heard of Lionsgate, come on. Again, you're living under a rock. Jason also heard that from Lionsgate about Aaron's bad reputation, working with Aaron, Bad News Bears. He heard that from Lionsgate. Now he's hearing it from Dinesh. He's heard it from other people. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yo, somebody buy me YouTube Red. I can't.
Aaron told me, "Do you think I'm going to work for? I've got nothing on fucking Valiant. They didn't pay me. It's like that's what I heard the whole time. Like that all his money went into the thing, but never got paid.
Then there's a difference because if you think about it, with you, it's all about passion first, money second.
Yeah.
The money will follow.
Yeah,
Dude, but that's the way I work.
Yeah.
I have literally said that, right? When the first Aaron stupid thing about him friggin' threatening to sue a thing because Aaron's stupid, I said that. I'm like, if you're a creator, right? Wouldn't putting out your art be more important than the money and let the money come? If your art is good enough, it's gonna make money. But wouldn't you want because like his whole thing is like, I want to make it better and bro, just put it out. If it's good, it's gonna make money. Regardless, even if he put it out tomorrow, right? He is going to make he's probably gonna make decent money off of it. I guarantee you, because the fans don't give a fuck about good, right, or wrong. They only care about entertainment, which is kind of, for me, kind of fucked up, right? But either way, if he put out, it's gonna make money. So I don't even know why, and I agree with this comment. Like, the passion should be first, and then the money will follow. 100%, 100%. Those are the wisest words ever said in this whole thing.
He made more money than the fucking budget of the show.
That's crazy.
Same with that. Same with Lionsgate. And then people Lionsgate. That is fucking bullshit, dude. He fucking stole money. There was a $25,000 check that Josh wrote to him out of his own fucking pocket. I told Josh, do not do that, dude. You make $80,000 a year. This employee made $80,000 a year. Wrote a $25,000 check to Aaron. Think about that. Think about that, dude. Josh made $8,000 a year. You know, $25,000 check to Aaron. No, man. Don't fucking do it, Jason. Don't do it. You are a bigger piece for him than he is.
I texted you was half that, and that's exactly.
Just so you guys, if you guys didn't hear that, Dinesh basically said that Jason is a bigger piece for Aaron than Aaron is for him.
What he said, that he's tired of working for people like Valiant who never paid him. I can't work for you because I'm not making no money. I'm not making money on Superpower Beatdowns. That's what all.
He made so much fucking money out of it. He made.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Wait. We got to go back a little bit. Hold on, because it did get distorted, but I want to know why. Hold on.
I'm not making money on Superpower Beatdowns. That's what all.
He made so much fucking money out of it. He made easily $250,000 albums. Easily. Do you see him play that?
Huh?
Do you see him play that?
Me?
Yeah.
I spent more money on the jacket than I caught on David, but it's fun.
The caption said money out of her. That's why I went back, because I'm like, money out of her. I think the reason why it's intentionally distorted, because 100%, it's 100% just purposely distorted. But I think it's because there's certain things that are said that might that the person who sent this anonymously does not want out there.
I think it is.
Jason,
you know why?
Not,
at the end of the day, me and you are staying here. Yeah, it is. For me, it is, because I'm honest, you're honest, and that will get us in a higher place.
Josh lost a lot of money on that, man. Yeah. That's the thing that pisses me off, man. Look at this fucking 28-year-old. Gave everything. How many days was he on set? Every fucking day, dude. Every day, this fucking guy was on set, man. He did everything. He knew something, he did it. And so he did everyone.
But Josh was really easy to boss around by. Aaron bossed him around.
Like, dude, this guy just wanted to extra. Now I'm stole his entire salary. That's a good thing.
kind of that thing you asked me. So those 18 things was from that shit. I insisted a budget was on that day that he hit with me.
Because you don't know where the money's going.
Well, it's not. It's just, here's the problem. I already told Johnny. We're already going to go over budget on the first fucking day we're filming. We started at 6 a.m. He didn't do the first shot until 12. And when you got there, we insisted the dialogue. But he was
So Jason, why don't you direct? You direct.
Well, yeah, I know. But I don't know the whole Bat in the Sun thing. I think you're right.
Do you think you'd be worse than Aaron?
That'd be great. I'm already fucking.
So Aaron's garbage, dude.
Yeah.
Do you think you're worse than that? No. I think he's better.
Yeah.
Just fucking do it, dude. Just fucking do it. Just fucking do it, dude.
I find this conversation interesting. These people are trying to convince him, like, dude, walk away from Aaron. Jason's like, yeah, I heard stuff about Aaron, but then Jason continued to really work with Aaron. So I think maybe at this point, maybe Jason felt bad for Aaron. I really feel like that.
Here's the thing. No one comes to fight for what I do. I got a fight my company, got a shitload of money. Now I look at my life and I go, what I do with a lot of resources. I think you should build and direct your own show too. For a lot of money.
That's exactly what I felt. I felt that it's
my Kyle Higgins to write some shit.
Yeah, Kyle wrote something that's great. That's really interesting.
Is he Brightburn?
I think it's. Huh?
Is he Brightburn?
No,
he came out this weekend. Huge.
You know what's really sad and really is getting me? That there are like there are so many people in the industry, and I've talked about this, right? That unfortunately, the industry is a whole nother culture, right? But there's a lot of celebrities, we've talked about them, and I know, please don't come for me when I bring this up because I'm not comparing it to Jason David Frank, but like Ezra Miller, right? A lot of these actors are probably deep down inside very good people, but they are put in these situations by basically being around shitty people who take advantage of them, manipulate them, and they have no idea. And some of them, thank God Jason didn't go that route, but some of them do end up going down that dark path because of the company they keep, because to them, they just want to make something, right? They want to be successful. With Jason, he wanted to put out content, he wanted to continue acting, he wanted to continue to put entertainment out there for people. And because he wants to do that, because he's a single individual person, he has to work with other people. And unfortunately, that kind of brings those people like Aaron, those parasites that want to suck your blood, basically bleed you dry, under the guise of they're helping you. So that's the thing that kind of bothers me with this too, is like unfortunately this is a constant, consistent thing that has not stopped, will never get better, because these these actors, these people, they're good people. They just want to create things. They want to make a living. They enjoy doing what they love. They do it for the fans and things like that. And then you have people like Aaron who come and smell an opportunity because he was successful with this. Oh my God, I should do the Power Ranger thing. Let's get Jason David Frank on here. Hey Jason, that was really good. That made me a lot of money. I made a lot of money off of having you on the YouTube channel and doing this. Let's make a movie. Let's do it. Let's do it, Jason. I'm going to help you. We're going to come up with this crazy thing. We're both going to make a lot of money. No, Aaron's going to make money. Aaron's going to make money. And now he's going to make more of it because he don't got to pay Jason David Frank. Crazy, right? Oh, I didn't mean to say.
He's funny as.
What movie is that?
Brightburn.
Show me how big of a fan you are for being a fucking movie.
You should get in touch with him, man. But you can.
You know the movie he's talking about?
Brightburn. It was Elizabeth Banks.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll get the director's thing, and I have a blue check. I can
Instagram him, man.
I will.
Be like, hey, JDF, man. Yeah. Let's do some shit together. Yeah. Do that. Don't fucking sell for Aaron, man. See it? I'm the one guy, dude. I'm the one guy you'll ever meet that will be part of fucking Aaron's crew. That will not be like, I want to be part of your cream. I will not give a shit Fuck that shit. I don't want any part of it. Walk away. Walk away, man. Do you want to think you're bigger than all of them? Help me out here, man. You're bigger than all of them.
I like that you have my boys back.
I do.
Dinesh always did. I think he always did, even though, like, we did. I mean, people think, oh, Dinesh, like Aaron would tell me, oh, Dinesh really hates you. It's like, I don't think that's
It's not true, man.
I don't think
It's not
that's
true.
I don't. But I think he made it so I go to him, not to Dinesh. You come to me because these guys.
So you're dependent on
Yeah.
Listen, man. I only go with talent, right? Okay, and there was talent.
Oh, God.
Let me give you an example, okay? I just remember Nicola, Posner, love Nicola. Chantel, love Chantel. You, love. Aaron, not so much.
Yikes.
But Nicola, Chantel, and you, those love them. And Joey, I love Joey. And Alvin, love Alvin.
Yeah. Well,
That's
Alvin's
it.
moved on.
Those are my five, man. Those are my five.
And Joey quit or whatever, right?
Joey went on. Alvin went on. You went on. Chantel went on. Nicola went on. Dude, those are my five, man.
You're so right, man. Everything you're telling me is exactly what I thought, and I told you on the Bosch the same thing. Because, and Kyle, we talk about it. I see it. I see it.
So let me ask you a question. If you're funding all of it and you're the star, why Aaron, man? There's so many others.
Here's why. Because when Johnny wrote this thing, Aaron put his 2 cents in. And when I said, okay, well, we're going to walk, well, I told Johnny, go with your own shit. Like, we don't have to. But Aaron felt like he was attached to it. And, I designed this, I designed that. And, yeah, but I'm not too worried about it because
Say no, man.
No. I mean, I can't financially.
Now, early on, it sounds like Jason wanted to take away from Aaron, but really could not afford to. I wonder if Aaron directing is the real reason Johnny Young Bosch walked away.
Real quick before Henry goes into this, right? The reason I think that Jason, was with him is because, again, I'm sure Jason definitely was not, anytime somebody would be like, hey, Jason, I got a project for you. I got this idea. Jason would entertain it, right? So Jason would entertain these ideas and collaborations and stuff. And I'm sure because Bat in the Sun was established with the beat 'em up stuff that they were already doing, Jason probably was like, yeah, that's a great idea. And of course, Jason is going to always want to love to show off his martial arts skills and stuff. And, he doesn't, need, he has the skills, right? Basically is what I'm saying. And on top of that, he gets to be in, the Power Ranger suit. So of course it makes sense that Jason would jump on the opportunity to be part of a power beat 'em up with Bat in the Sun, right? Bat in the Sun has been, doing very well as a YouTube channel and whatnot, and these beat 'em ups got, very popular. So I could see Jason definitely signing up for that, right? So to answer the question, why Aaron, right? Well, because Aaron, probably hit him up or somebody linked them up, right? It was like, hey, do you want to come and do a power beat up as the Green Ranger? Of course Jason's going to say yes. The fuck what do you mean? Of course Jason's going to say yes to that. So that's what started it, right? And I'm sure in that moment of filming and talking with Aaron and get to know Aaron because of how Jason's personality is, he tries to like people. He got to know Aaron. They would get to talk. And then maybe at that point, afterwards, Aaron was like, hey, dude, you want to make this project? Or maybe even Jason came up to Aaron and said, we want to make this project. Because the reasons why, when they're like, why Aaron? Why Aaron? Well, why not Aaron? Because at the moment of Jason meeting Aaron, I guarantee you Aaron didn't have his mask off. I'm sure the veil wasn't lifted. So of course Aaron probably worked very well with Jason when they first did the Power Ranger beat 'em up, right? So it's not like, well, why Aaron? Why Aaron? How was Jason supposed to know that this shit was going on? Jason probably didn't ask around before he did the cameo as the Green Ranger in the videos, right? So I don't think that's even like, well, why Aaron? Bro, we know why. He took part in the Power Beat Up. That's why. And that led to them doing the Legend of the White Dragon. I don't blame Jason for that. And as Henry said, it does sound like in this clip, like maybe, Jason's kind of definitely not 100% Team Aaron after finally, getting to know Aaron and hearing all the rumors and hearing what Aaron has to say and how Lionsgate had issues. Now, he's talking to Nesh. They had issues, and there's a bunch of other people who came to Jason about Aaron, right? So, yeah, I'm pretty sure Jason was in a rock in a hard place, right? That saying that's what's going on.
As opposed to saying he was not a fan of crowdfunding during the pandemic.
There's many things that Aaron said to me.
He promised me a lot of things, and then he twisted my words and said, "You don't own the rest." I never said that, dude. I said, I can't raise $4 million and pay you $2 million. What the fuck is that? That's dumb. You know what I mean? Like, if I got 500, he wants at 500,000, even a $500,000 budget, he wants 250, half. No.
I remember in 2019 when Jason, his first Kickstarter had failed. Jason spoke at Fan Expo in Boston and talked about how he didn't want investors.
It turned into something like really huge. Like everyone was talking about the Legend of the White Dragon. They got helmets and they got all this stuff. That's why I posted that poem about when you make a footprint in the sand and the water washes it away, it doesn't really matter. It's always going to be there. You're always leaving a legacy behind. You're always leaving your pictures behind. You're leaving your YouTube links. You're leaving your Instagram. You'll always be there. And I believe that it's going to be something bigger. The only issue with something bigger is now we're dealing with something the whole corporation stuff. I didn't want to deal with that kind of stuff. I wanted it free for the fans. I was working for free. Johnny's working for free. All the actors are working for free. Now it's going to turn into something that I just might not want it to turn into. An investor, hey, I'll give you the money, but I want to own this and toys. And I just kind of wanted to do it for the fans. Me and Johnny had this thing, so it's not completely out. The Kickstarter, we would have made it if we did 45 days and we did other stuff, but I am not the kind of guy to say, please help me, because help means you need help. I'm blessed. It's not that the help that I need. It was more like it was just a team effort, so I never really sat there and, hey guys, please donate, please donate. I probably would have got the thing if I said that, but I don't like saying that. Please is only if I really, really need your help. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like we talk about all these YouTubers always nah. Give me all your money, trust me, bro. That's why my link when I'm asking for money, it says my boba tea addiction. That's 100% accurate. Y'all know I really love boba tea. I be sipping on boba tea. Like I would say go to my old stuff, but it's private. But like y'all remember when I would always be on live streams, I'm always sipping on my boba tea. You could hear me sipping on boba tea. So y'all know all the money I get goes to boba tea, or now because I got baby goes to boba tea or baby. Wait, where is baby? Oh, she's over here. I was like, where is my dog? She's usually at my ass. I was like, where the hell is she? So it's like, yeah, like Jason never really was down for the corporate stuff, especially after. And I feel like that a lot of that, and again, this is my speculation, I feel like a lot of that has to do with his experience working on Power Rangers with Saban and all that stuff, and how much he made, how much they were screwing them over there. So yes, I really need my boba tea, and I really want my boba tea, like right now today. That's why I have my Venmo link floating around.
I mean, and I'm good. So that's what happened to the Kickstarter. It's disappointing because we had just an awesome script. But I'm sure if someone comes in and wants to pick it up, you got to make sure it's not going to be all about money. I'm tired of doing that stuff. I'm tired of working for brands. It's all about money. When I come to Boston, I don't.
The second time around, Legend of.
How dare you cut it off before he compliments how awesome Boston is, you dick.
The White Dragon.
Yeah, Henry, you're a dick for that. I wanted to hear him talk about on your channel how awesome Bostonians are. Now, he came to Boston a lot. I think Jason really liked Boston. He came out here a lot, and we loved him. So
Dragon was able to reach his funding goal and had a 2023 release date with just raising a little over $500K. Then Jason passed away and millions more were invested. And now they have to find a distributor and hope for a theatrical release for its top investor and family to make money, which I imagine the investor gets paid first, and then after he is made whole. I wonder what the percentages are for, any profits, but let's get back to the audio.
Zero, dude. Zero.
Yeah. But he's, I never work. I never make money. Yeah.
Don't pay him. Don't pay Aaron a fucking cent, dude. No, Jason, no.
Ever wondered what your home looks like from?
No, I don't care what my home looks like from space. Why is it an advertisement?
Oh, you worked hard for that money, man.
I fuck off with it. I buy comics. I got,
There's always a place to put the money in. You got kids, man. You got a 15-year-old fucking daughter.
What are you? You got fucking a kid, and you got hundreds of millions of fucking dollars in comic books.
And I put them in my fucking kid, man. Dude, don't put them in Aaron.
Don't devalue comic books, y'all. Because, like, I know some kids will probably be like, oh, my dad's gone. He left me some comic books. I guarantee you those comic books are probably worth a shit ton of money. Just saying. But, like, oh, it's kind of nice to hear, like, Jason, like, low-key kind of like a nerd. He a comic book nerd.
Oh, my God. It's not.
No one can tell you better than I can tell you not to do it, dude.
Yeah, I know. I heard the stories, but I just, never get a chance to talk to you or Lionsgate. But I see it.
But here's the thing, you're fucking smart, dude. I know you see it. So
let me ask you a question.
Put it in there.
When Johnny was asking me today about something, I could not answer. He says, why did you guys not just take consecutive 12 or 14 days and just shoot the series? Why was it sporadically over a year and a half?
Because Aaron. No.
Aaron.
I would love to have done that. But Aaron's whole thing was, we have these locations for these days. Aaron told us this. Give me an example, okay? The sequence between you and Mike, we had the fight in episode 2, Ninjak and Bloodshot, and we had the bowling factory, okay? I wanted reshoots. We didn't have enough coverage. This whole sequence, amazing sequence. 54-beat fight sequence. One coverage. No coverage. We didn't have coverage enough. Aaron said to me, man, they sold the factory.
Oh, that water factory?
Yeah. By the way, shut there last week. So I called the factory and I said, hey, I'll buy it. Sold it? I'll buy it. Which Aaron didn't expect. They were like, we're not selling. What are you talking about? Oh, you're not selling? So we can shoot there in a week? Oh, yeah, totally. We shoot there in a week. Call Aaron. Hey, man, great news. Like, you can shoot there in a week. No, they're selling it. I called them back. I'll buy it. It's great, dude. I'm fucking CEO of a massive comic company. I got millions off my. So I'm like, great. I'll spend the money. They're like, no. We're good. We're not selling. You play this game, dude. So with Lionsgate, when you do the Lionsgate show, shot there, right?
At the factory.
Yeah.
That's great, yo. So if you guys didn't understand what's happening, because sometimes the audio, they talk fast stuff. So basically, what was just said is that during the shot, I mean, I know a lot of you guys probably don't know, but they shot a series. Jason David Frank, I don't know why I said blank, was casted as Bloodshot. It's I believe Bloodshot's a DC character, but anyway, so they were shooting this series with Bloodshot, about Bloodshot, and basically they were shooting at a factory, and they wanted to do some reshoots, and Aaron was like, no, we can't shoot there because they're selling the factory. And then Dinesh is basically saying, I called the factory and asked them, what's going on? Like, if you're selling it, I'll buy it so that they can finish this project, right? So Dinesh is offering to buy this factory so they can finish shooting there and maybe even use it for other things. But anyway, so Dinesh wants to buy it. And the factory's like, we're not selling it. What are you talking about? We're not selling it. And he's like, okay, so we can still shoot there next week. We have plans to shoot there, so we can still shoot at the factory. He says, yeah, that's fine. So then Dinesh calls Aaron and says, hey, good news, dude. We can still shoot there. They're not selling. And Aaron's like, no, they're selling. We can't shoot there. They're selling. I talked to them. They told me they're selling. So now we have, like, clearly Aaron is bullshitting. If Dinesh is telling the truth that he called them and they said they're not selling, then Aaron is bullshitting. That is what's being implied here. Aaron is bullshitting for some reason, doesn't want to do reshoots because reshoots cost money that Aaron can pocket. Aaron, see the claims made here, just to recap, right? So the claims made here by Dinesh, we're going to talk about Dinesh's claims. Dinesh was an owner of Valiant Comics. After working with Aaron allegedly embezzled money. And that led to Dinesh being let go of his company. And that's one accusation. Now we're hearing that with working with Aaron, one of the things that happened is Aaron just lies. Aaron plays games, Aaron lies. And it's implied by Dinesh that he does that because he wants pocket money. Now, Jason has said in this audio clip that Aaron has claimed that he has not gotten paid, but by working with Dinesh and Dinesh's company that they never paid him. This is where it's confusing because like they didn't pay him, but yet he embezzled $250,000 from the company, according to Dinesh. So there's that. Now Jason's claims is that Aaron for Legend of the White Dragon film, if he wanted $4 million for the budget, and he was going to take half of that budget for himself, pay himself $2 million for a budget of $4 million, and basically said, yeah, if it was $500,000 we got, he would take $250,000. It's a Bloodshot's a Valiant comic book. Why did I think it was DC? I don't know. Maybe because I'm thinking of Deadshot. My bad. Getting my superheroes characters confused. Thank you for the correction. Bat in the Sun should be called Bat Shit in the Sun. I agree. What's up? So what I miss? What did Aaron do? I stopped watching Bat in the Sun years ago. We're just hearing audio of Jason David Frank and this guy Dinesh. I'm not gonna butcher his last name, that's why I call him the guy Dinesh. I'm so sorry, Dinesh. I don't want to insult you by saying your name all kinds of messed up. Talking about Aaron and how apparently Aaron has embezzled money from Dinesh's company, and also how he wanted to pocket half of a budget for a film that he is yet to put out multiple years after it should have been out. Bat in the butt. Bat in the butt. I can't. Y'all are killing me with this.
So they called me. They said, "Hey, man, we show Jason can't shoot anymore because they're gonna sell the shit. They're gonna sell the factory." Yeah, that's amazing. They told us that, but they didn't have verses. Don't believe it. They went back. You got more footage there. Yeah. See, Aaron plays his game, so he's like, "No, they're gonna sell. They're gonna sell the thing."
But here's the interesting about Aaron
Nice,
is
dude.
the budget.
Fucking
The budget gets higher and higher. Do you know why? Because he's running out of favors. That's why. If you could shoot and say, "Well, I could shoot this for X amount," but nobody wants to work because he's running out of favors, and people don't want to work with him. That is the truth.
Did you just?
Well, that explains why Bat in the Sun ain't doing so good anymore, because all the people that wanted to work with him, he ain't got nobody to work with. That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's Aaron literally got on the phone with Josh and me and said, "Hey, Jason will do this, Derek will do this, I will do this to give us $25,000. And Josh said, "I will find $25,000 on my digital marketing budget and the sound check over." Do you see any of that?
No.
Do you think Derek saw any of that?
No. I already talked to Derek. I talked to Derek and asked him, I don't know.
Yeah. But it went right into fucking Aaron's fault, dude. He's over and over again. My guess is $250,000. It's Aaron's fault. There was earmarked for you and Derek and Chantel and Nicola and all and Kevin. All them dude. Fuck that, man.
Well, so you got a $90 million movie, buddy. And I teaching me some things tonight, too.
Come watch it, man. Come watch it. Let me know what you think.
I love the trailer, but that's so good.
But you gotta come to premiere.
Yeah, no, I want to. That's up to you, buddy.
Oh, Sam. Good night. Don't be owned by that, Jason.
Oh, 86,400 seconds today.
Wait. One thing. Okay?
86,400.
One thing. If you can just get halfway out of there.
Oh, yeah. January, the whole new team shooting the film. Already done. Like I said, called Click Boom Badass. And the first thing Aaron said was, "Hey, who's directing it?" And Zarya like, and Archie, "Well, can I do it?" We're like, "No." No. And one of the directors I use for my poems. He's great.
Good dude.
And he's great DP. Talk about like DPs. His friend Esteban, oh my God, is so good. Great. And they work great together. He has no ego. If I tell him, he's like, no. He has no ego. And he's got some great short films that are great.
How many followers? That's just that. What? How many?
Oh, right now?
Yeah. How many Aaron have?
Yeah. No, I with this social media, I taught her to. Since I came on board, he did. When he came to me, he had 300,000. When I did the Green Ranger beatdown, White Ranger beatdown, and promoting at Comic Cons, but not that much.
It's only now. We will give a shit.
Yeah, I don't.
So just
Jason. Jason just outed. Yeah, exactly. Jason said before he did the beatdown, right? Like I said, what did I say? Right? Before he did the beatdown, BatInTheSun's at like what, 300,000 subs, basically, right? And that's what I heard, right? After that, that's when the channel blew up. So let's not mistake it, Aaron. You needed Jason way more than he ever needed you. And after he died, you are definitely trying to capitalize. And I don't know, again, this is why it makes no sense. Why wait so long, bro? Why wait so long? That's the thing that's killing me. It's like the value goes up the longer we wait. Is that what he's thinking? Juicebox says 499. Thank you. I believe the CEO of the comic book company over cucking the son Aaron. Yes, I agree. I 100% think that I believe Dinesh. The thing that bothers me is Dinesh is like now denying this, right? Because Henry showed where he contacted Dinesh. And even he said in the chat earlier after the conversation he had with Dinesh basically told him, like, you know, do what you want, release the audio, whatever. Don't ever contact me again. Fuck off type shit. Dinesh wants nothing to do with this thing. I'm wondering if Dinesh is scared of Aaron. That's one thing I'm concerned about. Like, is Aaron actually scary? Because, like, if Dinesh if he knows what he said, right? If he knows what he said, then he didn't sign. There's no way he signed the NDA. Maybe, but I don't know what an NDA would protect it. Like, so here's the thing, the embezzlement thing, right? You're not obligated to honor NDA if a crime was committed. Embezzlement is a crime. So he can 100% break NDA to talk about that. 100%. It's a crime. It's a crime. NDA does not protect criminal activities. So that's the thing though. I'm kind of curious if this embezzlement thing is true. Why did Aaron not face any consequences? There's so many questions I have with the story, because, like, if embezzlement did happen, why have we not heard about it until now? You know, why are we not hearing about it till now? How come Aaron did not face legal repercussions? Unless he did and it was all closed book or nobody gave a fuck, because who the fuck is Aaron? You know what I'm saying? But this is a hot mess. Yeah, cucking the son. Yeah, Jesus Christ. This man's pocketing money, and everyone's just like, when are you guys coming out with the Legend of the White Dragon, Aaron? He's pocketing y'all's money. That's why he ain't coming out with this. Man just bought a new house. Well, he don't do anything for work. What does he do for work? I want to know. Aaron, what do you do for work? What do you do when you're not releasing a movie that you've been hyping up for years? Well, let me know.
This thing, man. Okay.
Kyle's like, man.
Where's your comic book right now?
Fucking showcase room, man.
Take us there.
Dude, here's what I'm looking at, your boy. You boys fucking 3 chokeholds tonight, man. Come on.
He was forced to resign, so different than NDA. You're right, but like an NDA still doesn't protect you from, like, you know, actual criminal activity. I think maybe when people sign NDAs, like, yeah, and NDA doesn't cover whistleblowers too. But that's what I'm saying. Like, an NDA does not protect you against a criminal thing. Like, you can talk about that, like, especially if you like going to court. Like, you can definitely talk about it. But it is what it is. I just think it's funny and weird that he is, like, trying to deny that he said this when there's audio footage now that he did. So it's like, yikes.
Come on.
Vanessa's gonna wake up in the bushes.
Come on.
He's gonna wake up. He's gonna wake up in the bushes.
Can I kick him leg? No, be careful. No, come on, real one.
Kicking the leg.
Oh shit, dude!
Tap the feel it.
No, I feel it now.
For Jason to harken back on the budget 2 times really makes me think that Aaron did want half the budget to direct, but there's no way to prove that, right? I digress. Maybe someone will come forward. Who knows? Why is he being accused of stealing money? Which, you know, like I said, it's completely unfounded, guys. Don't take that as a fact. Did he really get a $25,000 check from Josh or, you know, whoever that person is? And whoever that is, how much is he making from Legend of the White Dragon? That is constantly on my mind, considering the huge rock he bought for his wife, as well as him announcing he's getting a house. It's like, bro, the YouTube money, it ain't there. So where is that at? You know what I'm saying?
Right. So the YouTube money's not there. Let's take a look. I'm gonna look it up right now. And I know that it's not the best source. Hold on. I forgot what the hell the website's called. I haven't been on it a while. what is it called? Shit. I don't remember the website. It's been a while. Shit. The website where you can look up people's stats on YouTube, even though it's not 100% accurate, but even so, it still gives you kind of like a baseline. God damn it. Why can't I remember the website now? YouTube Avenue Stats. Social Blade. There we go. So let's look at Social Blade. Thank you. Yeah, Social Blade. I'm just curious what it's going to say. Bat in the Sun. Okay, wait, what? Bat in the... Wait, why isn't it coming up? Interesting. Okay, there it is. I was like, why isn't it coming up? Okay, so let's see. Channel statistics. So monthly estimate earnings 182 to 2.9K. We're gonna assume it's on the lower end because that channel ain't making any money. This is why it's not 100% accurate. But like even so, a 2.6 million sub channel at most bringing in at most 2.9K is not good. Is not good at all, right? And it says 0 subscribers from the last 30 days. Views from the last 30 days, 729,000K, which seems about right because in the last few months, no, that doesn't seem right at all. Wait, what am I talking about? That's the last 30 days. Ain't no way, because the last video he put out before the live stream with Jenna Frank only has 7,000 views. And then the video before that, I think, was like 3 months ago. So no, it's not getting 729K views for the last 30 days because he hasn't even made anything last 30 days aside from that one stream. Yeah, this is not 100% accurate. But even so, even though it's not 100% accurate, I still am looking at this laughing at the fact that it estimated $182 to 2.9K for a 2.6 mil channel that is definitely not active. So yeah, he ain't making shit on YouTube right now. He ain't making shit on YouTube. That's crazy. That's crazy. Should we listen to the last few things that Henry has to say?
I know he said he wanted to be transparent about the budget for beatdowns, which 200K for a beatdown is astronomical.
Ain't no way it costs 200K. I mean, it could actually, thinking about it, costumes and stuff. Yeah, maybe. All right, I'll give that to you, Aaron.
I wonder what was the budget like for previous ones compared to the current budget. But furthermore, what percentages should the film turn profitable? Who gets what? In the end, Jason still stayed in the Aaron camp despite being warned about all the red flags. Then again, consider the source being Dinesh, who was pushed out of his company with what seems to be an axe to grind with Aaron. And like I said, this audio is at this point 6 years old. Relationships could be mended, but who knows? Let me know what you guys think of this leaked audio and share it with a friend. Peace.
All right, here's the video. It says silly audio. All right, let's see. I'm curious. I need to hear this. I just got my wife. I need to hear this because, like, yeah, I want to see Aaron's response to this one. See, if I were on YouTube, people would give a fuck about this shit, but I'm not. I gotta get on Henry's level. Why did it fast forward so far? Okay, hold on. Oh my God, these ads are myself. I'm a struggling artist myself.
Stuff I text you. So you're going to hear later Aaron say this is silly. This is out of text. This is literally like 24 minutes of audio from a conversation that beginning to end with one person looks to be removed.
The money.
All right, we're fast forward.
Diaz, the best friend, alleged, good friend.
Hold on, where is this? Talking with one of JDF's best friends.
Jason, which, I have no reason to deny that they were friends. But here's his response to the audio. Now, make no mistake, what he's about to do is try to, is play it off and say, hey, what do you think about this? But let's go.
But he's just fantastic. There's a fan in here who keeps I talked to you about that silly audio that surfaced lately. This fan keeps asking her.
No. I want to know more about that because I think that's freaking hilarious. But
him saying he wants to know more about it, he thinks it's hilarious, indicates that he didn't watch the goddamn video. You see that? You catch on to things when you're an investigator. You're like, wait, what do you mean you want to hear more about it? You didn't watch the video? Did you watch the video?
Nope. Let's
go back.
I talked to you about that silly audio that surfaced lately. This fan keeps asking her.
No. I want to know more about that because I think that's freaking hilarious. But yeah.
Yeah, I know. So there's some like audio that surfaced of Jason saying all kinds of talking trash and stuff and talking to Dinesh, who was formerly at Valiant, and he's saying all kinds of stuff. The funny thing is that like I know this happened 5 years ago. Jason sent me a lot of parts of this dialogue in there, as far as like I mean you were there. So
I was like at the bar. Yes, I was there.
Yeah, you're the what's funny is that people are like, who's the other voice on there? I'm like, that's Tony. Like people just don't know, like they hear things out of context and they don't know. But if you want to, you explain what that audio is and what happens.
All right. So I'll tell you exactly what happened. Okay. So me and Jason were at this hookah bar. It was called, it was in Beverly Hills. It was Habibi Cafe. So me and Jason are in Habibi Cafe, and I'll send you the pictures of it because I have the pictures. I have. Listen, man, you know me. If I talk, I have receipts, right? So
that's good.
So we're at Habibi Cafe, and all of a sudden Dinesh calls him, and he goes, "Hey, we're at this bar, and we're by Glendale Los Feliz or whatever." So he goes, "Hey, do you guys want to come?" And we're like, "Should we go?" I'm like, "All right, we got nothing to do, bro. Let's just go." So we drove over there. And I'm telling you, listen, when it comes to talking shit, I'll tell you this much. You can talk to Tammy, Jenna, or anybody. Jason has talked so much shit about me, but we don't call it talking shit. We call it breaking balls.
Oh, I'm done. I'm not watching this bullshit. I'm not watching this fucking bullshit. Breaking balls, y'all accuse Aaron of embezzling money from Dinesh's company. Jason mentioned how like Aaron wanted half of the production of the fucking film, which is ridiculous. Y'all talked about Lionsgate having issues with Aaron. The fuck do you mean this is busting balls? Fuck, I'm not watching this bullshit. I already am like all set. I already know where it's going. The fucking face is like, the man is dead, so he cannot fucking come out and explain himself. Fuck all of you. Whoever this fucking Tony dude is, you're a fucking piece of shit. I guarantee you if Jason was talking fucking shit about you, you fucking deserved it. I watched a few seconds of this motherfucker speak and I'm all set. Y'all are fucking ridiculous. This hilarious thing. I was there, guys. We were busting balls. First of all, the fact that you not only confirmed that shit whole fucking audio was real was fucking retarded. The fact that you're sitting there making it sound like we don't know the full context. You don't know. You don't need to be a fucking genius to listen to that audio to understand what the fuck was going on, bro. How was that taken out of context? So Dinesh didn't say that Aaron embezzled money from his company and that's why he got forced out of his company. So Jason was busting balls when he said that Aaron wanted half of the budget for a film. So you, Tony, who was apparently allegedly the third person in the audio, wasn't talking shit about how we shouldn't work with Aaron. But here you fuckers are 5 years later acting like you didn't say that shit. I'm busting balls, guys. We're busting Aaron's balls when Aaron wasn't even fucking there part of the conversation. Do you understand how fucking brain dead you fucking morons sound? Do you guys think we're fucking just as retarded as you are? Because you guys are legitimately, like, people who are in the spectrum can literally fucking listen to shit and say, yeah, you guys are in the fucking wrong. You guys are, like, fucking brain dead. How are you going to say you're busting someone's balls when the person whose balls you were allegedly busting was not there and part of the conversation? Aaron with his fucking stupid ass Kool-Aid fucking smile. This dude with his Mr. fucking potato head ass fucking smile. Shut the fuck up. Y'all think Henry's a problem? The only reason why I'm not on Henry's level is Henry can remain calm. Y'all want people like me on your fucking ass? Henry's professional. I'm not. I'll say whatever the fuck I fucking feel, and I don't give a fuck how the algorithm fucking feels about it. See how I'm fucking swearing a bunch of times? This is why I don't get fucking 10,000 subscribers. I don't give a fuck. People like you are the reason why I have to be fucking loud and bother my neighbors while they think that I'm too loud. God damn it. I don't. Ooh, my God, that set me off. That set me off. I'm not even listening to the rest of the shit. That pissed me off. Y'all are clowns. Y'all are clowns. Y'all use Jason David Frank to your advantage, Aaron. I'm my best friend. Yeah, I don't know about you, but when I hear my best friend dogging me like that, I don't think that person's my friend. I think y'all got some weird twisted fucking things where your screws loose in your head where you think that somebody basically saying how ridiculous it is that you wanted half of a fucking film budget, this silly audio. Hey, Tony, you were there. You were there, Tony. You know who's not here to defend himself on this? Fucking Jason. You guys are fucking pigs, bro. You're fucking pigs. I'm 100% gonna fucking market boycotting your shit. Fuck you, Aaron. Fuck you, Aaron. I'll say that to your face. I ain't afraid of you, bro. You don't scare me. Oh, if you're gonna talk over me, why am I here? Because I don't let bullshit be spoken. I don't let bullshit be spoken. You're a fucking fool. You're a clown. And anyone sucking your taint doesn't know what a fucking clown you really are. And this fucking goofball with the fucking hat over here, this goofball, like, oh yeah, I found it hilarious. That's not what happened, guys. That's not what happened. That's not what we said, guys. Listen to the audio. That's definitely not what we said. We were busting balls. Y'all need to start using your brains when you're sitting here sucking the farts out of these fucking people who have literally no fucking relevancy. Yeah, guys, we call that busting balls. Jason, Jason badmouthed me. Oh, wait, it wasn't badmouthing, it's busting balls. Please, someone explain to me how you're busting balls to somebody who wasn't there. Aaron, you're a fucking goofball for listening to that audio. Oh, yeah, Jason sent me parts of that audio. Okay, if he sent you parts of the audio, Aaron, release it. You have nothing to hide. Release it. Oh, you don't have it, right? It was 5 years ago. So we just got to take your word for it, bro. Let me find out this Tony goofball was the one who sent the audio and he's just playing the long game here. Like, I'm so mad that shit just was said. I don't even want to watch this clip. Look at these fucking clowns. Look at these fucking clowns. Y'all are fucking goofballs. You're fucking goofy. Your film ain't ever coming out, Aaron. Again, he spends more time coming on YouTube channels to talk about shit that he ain't really putting out a film. I don't want to hear about the updates anymore, bro. You've had multiple years working on this film. 2 years since Jason passed away. 2 years since you already came out and said, guys, this is why it's not coming out now. I have to do this and that. Okay, but you ain't putting out shit, you broke ass bitch. Oh, I'm sorry, you're not broke. You're stealing people's money. Fuck out of here. I can't stand this man, bro. I can't stand this man. This man's a goofball. I can't stand how we fucking give platforms and relevance. Nah, I can't even say that because I call him irrelevant either. But a little bit of relevance to these fucking fools that do this bullshit behind the scenes and then want to sit there and act like that shit didn't happen. Go fuck yourself, bro. I can't stand this man. I don't even care. I don't care if this. Oh my God, bro. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. No, that's the crazy part. No, listen. I will give Andy Signor credit. At least he tried to say the shit that was going on with him was fake. At least he tried to say his fat video that was released was fake. He tried it. This man not only confirmed that it was that the audio was real. Now they're just trying to act like that we don't have ears, bro. Like we don't have ears. That silly audio. The silly audio of Dinesh saying that you embezzled money, whether that's true or not, you're gonna just make this lighthearted. You are accused of a crime, bro. Man, I hope somebody fucking files some, goes to IRS or something on your ass. I really hope they do an investigation on you because now I want to know where that money's coming from. I want to know where all this money for your new house and your car, I want to know where that shit's going towards because it sure ain't going towards fucking Legend of the White Dragon. You need to be audited, sir. You 100% need to be audited. I wouldn't be smiling over here when this audio could open up you getting audited, you having the feds knocking on your door asking what the money's going towards. Now we have embezzlement accusations, whether it's 5 years ago or not. You know, it takes the FBI a very long time to investigate embezzlement, right? So who knows? Maybe you were on their radar. I hope to God somebody report your ass to see if you actually were involved in some embezzlement bullshit. I hope to God somebody reports your ass. Fucking goofballs. Fucking clowns. Ooh, I need a boba tea so bad right now. I'm about to go hit up my... Yo, can you send me a boba tea? I'm stressing. I'm stressing right now. Oh, my Lord, have mercy. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. I'm like sweating. That's how mad I just got, y'all. I'm sweating. I can't. These people and their bullshit, man. And they get away with it all the time. They always get away with it. And it's not because, I got away with it because I did nothing wrong. No, you get away with it because people who support y'all keep letting your asses get away with it. Aaron's such a nice guy. He's all about positivity. Henry and you guys are just toxic. Yeah, okay. You ever heard of toxic positivity, motherfuckers? That's a real thing. This man is so ridiculously fucking full of shit. I can't stand that silly audio that was released. Hey, Tony, you were there, right? Shut the fuck up, man. Y'all are some fucking clowns. Y'all are really on some clown shit. I got to go. I got to go on that note. I apologize for the cousin swearing, but y'all already know I have no filter. I have no chill. You can look at me and think I'm crazy, Aaron, but trust me, I'm not crazy to embezzle money. I'm not crazy to ask for half of a budget. And yes, I would believe Jason David Frank over you in a heartbeat, bro. Like, I'm looking at these two dudes. I feel like I should listen. I'll give it like 2 more seconds. I'll give it 2 more seconds. I will give it 2 more seconds. 5 seconds, 10 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, here's the thing though, Tony. Aaron wasn't there to get his balls broken.
Ooh, I love it. I love it when I have the same point before Henry says it. Great minds think alike. Exactly. What did I say? What did I say? You can't be busting someone's balls when that person wasn't there to have their balls busted. Y'all were running your mouths. You were talking shit. Shut. This dude Tony's a clown, bro. And Aaron, you just as much of a clown for believing this man's bullshit. You a fucking goofy motherfucker.
It was someone. It was a completely other people. So when you say, "Oh, he's busting balls," I'm like, dude, Aaron already tried to like downplay it and say it was silly audio. Now he's like, "Oh, he's just trying to bust our balls." I'm like, bro, this ain't that.
Like, but that's because he's my brother. You know?
Yeah.
How many times, like, if any fan has a brother, if you've never talked shit about your brother, like,
all right, I'm done. I can't with this clown. This dude's goofy. I can't. I'm done. Yeah, we done with this. These dudes are fools. These dudes are fucking like I can't, bruh. That was it irks me that he uses Jenna to promote this clown. Yeah. Yep. So hey, Jason's gone. We'll use his family. I feel so bad. Listen, I'm sure the family will probably say you guys don't know what's going on behind the scenes and stuff. That doesn't mean you're not being manipulated behind the scenes. I've never talked shit about my brother, right? Like, these dudes are clowns. These dudes are absolute clowns. And I think it's kind of sad that, yeah, that he is still using Jason's family to talk about this film, to promote this film. And I think, listen, Jason loves his family. Jason did love his family. Even the ones that he didn't talk about much, he loved his family, right? Jason is a person, he's a human being. His family, Tammy, Jenna, obviously they were close to him. He was still married to Tammy. He had kids with Tammy. He was, a family man with Tammy and stuff, right? Jason loved his family, bro. He would definitely support his family, keeping his legacy going, right? Keeping him living on for the fans and stuff. And it helps the family kind of cope. It also helps the family financially. I know some people would judge the family and say, oh, the family's using Jason's death and stuff. Y'all don't understand. I've said this many times, and it's true. Y'all don't know Jason then. Especially if you're a fan saying that you don't know Jason. Jason was 100% wanting his family to reap the benefits. He was blessed. He wanted his family to be blessed. So his family keeping him alive and making money to help them out. Because like Jason was the one, taking care of the family, and he's gone. He's taking care of the family, after beyond the grave, right? After he's gone. I'm not mad at that. But yeah, Aaron is definitely manipulating Jason's family, 100%. I'm sure Jason had probably talked to the family about how Aaron's this and Aaron's that. I feel like the family would know more so if Jason really had issues with Aaron. But after hearing that audio, I feel like maybe they do know, and maybe something happened that changed it. But I don't trust Aaron as far as I could throw him. And trust me, he's kind of tiny, so I feel like I could throw him far. But I just think it's kind of crazy that these dudes are literally just taking this audio clip and acting like it didn't happen and just trying to downplay it. And again, they're manipulating the audience into thinking that this is just another attempt to get at Aaron. No, is it possible that Aaron's just not a good person and now it's coming out that he's not a good person, bro? Is it just possible that that could be the case, that for the last 5 years, 6 years since that audio was released, that it's been a secret in that sphere in the industry that Aaron's just not a good person? The numbers speak for itself. You don't want to believe the audio. Look at the numbers. What did they say? Right? What is Aaron doing now? Aaron ain't doing shit on BatInTheSun's channel. That channel has 2.6 million subscribers. He ain't doing shit on that channel. He ain't making money on that channel. So he's getting his money somewhere, though. Fuck out of here, man. I gotta go on that note. I'm gonna go have some oatmeal or something. Maybe try to get a boba tea or something. Calm my ass down, because I can't, bro. I cannot. And I'm getting too loud and getting too emotional about this, so I got to go. So thank y'all for being here for this. I appreciate y'all. I got some lines to record for my good old friend Dust Productions, so I got to probably get that done once I calm my ass down and get some food in me. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Y'all have a good rest of your day. I'm done. I can't do this with this topic no more. So y'all, make sure you hit that like. Make sure if you're tuning in and you like this kind of content, meaning me screaming and yelling and swearing and being 100% my authentic true self and being real with y'all, make sure you hit that sub button. Don't forget, guys, I like boba tea. I have an addiction to boba tea. So if you guys want to support the channel and support my boba tea addiction, feel free to do so. I don't know why I'm saying this without playing my backtrack music, so we're going to do that. And yeah, thank you so much for supporting me, guys. Appreciate y'all.
When I wake up in the morning, first thing I do is say hello. Check on my channel, see how it's growing. You know you can help me grow, so make sure you support the channel. Hey everybody, thank you for supporting me. All your money is gonna go to my boba tea. Hey everybody, thank you for supporting me. All your money is gonna go to my boba tea. Check my comments every morning to see what the fans have to say. And you know that I love my supporters, and I hope that you have a good day. Thank you for the support on my channel. Hey everybody, thank you for supporting me. All your money is gonna go to my boba tea. Hey everybody, thank you for supporting me. All your money is gonna go to my boba tea. Comments every morning to see what the fans have to say. And you know that I love my supporters, and I hope that you have a good day. Thank you for the support on my channel. Hey everybody, thank you for supporting me. All your money is gonna go to my boba tea. Hey everybody, thank you for supporting me. All your money is gonna go to my boba tea.